Imagine my confusion this morning, Zaz, when I walk in here today and I decided to shut off my brain last night. I was not going to pay attention to the All-Star game and not do anything other than try to rest my head. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, I wake up, I go to the bathroom, I look at my iPad, and it says that the All-Star game has ended in a tie.
Yeah.
I close my iPad, and I don't think about it again.
Right.
I come in this morning, and what is happening inside of Meadowlark Media is a whole bunch of goofballs yelling at each other about baseball being back. And I'm like, okay, well, what happened between me seeing that the All-Star game ended in a tie again and this room that hasn't wanted to talk baseball with me for 5 years? 5 years. I can't get anybody but Jeremy to talk baseball with me, and Billy's occasionally willing to talk Marlins, but no other baseball.
Oh, falsehoods.
And today I walk in and you guys are as excited as I've seen you about sport since we began covering games.
I knew that was going to happen. I was on ESPN last night immediately following the All-Star game, and I led the show with, here on the East Coast, people are going to wake up tomorrow morning, they're going to check the box score, and the game ended 6-6. And be like, I can't believe we did this again. We had another tie.
I saw it was a swing off on Twitter. I'm not going to lie. Didn't really watch. Had it on at one point. Wasn't really watching the All-Star game. I saw on Twitter we had a swing off. Yeah. I ran to my TV. Yeah. I was like, I got to check this out. Incredible. First one ever. Yeah.
Did you guys know that there was a swing off? Not.
Hell yeah.
Did you know that it was a rule?
The players didn't know.
No one knew.
Robbie Ray said that they found out with 2 outs in the 9th inning when Dave Roberts came up to them and said, hey, you guys aren't going to believe this, but...
They announced it on the broadcast during the top of the 9th when it was 6-5. So it's like, if the game gets tied, we have a swing off. It's never happened before, but the rule's been in play since 2022. It's like, what?
They changed that a while. It just never goes to extra innings. I don't understand how no one knows the rule. Like, as a player or manager, they never know the rules ever. Because it's not like they change all that. The home run derby, I understand. Those rules are different every single year. But for the most part, like, no one seems to ever know the rules of what's going on.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju. Does anyone seem to know the rules of what's going on? Because I think that's an absolute that you're offering there.
No,
I'm going to
true.
say the grand majority of people playing sports know the rules.
No, they don't. They told you. I mean, you just said that they all said they didn't know the rules. So I would say the grand majority don't know the rules. I will say this. You know what rules change all the time? And this is a public service announcement that I want to give to America at this moment. Or I guess not America, but just like this state in general. If you get pulled over going 30 miles an hour over the speed limit, you're a super speeder, and they arrest you on the spot now. You're going to jail. Or if you're driving over 100 miles an hour, they take you straight to jail now.
Wait, does the ticket say super speeder?
Yeah, but it's not like a cool badge of honor because, again, you go straight to jail. They can arrest you on the spot and just take you to jail. That seems like a rule that changed on July 1st that they should inform everyone about. But no, because the first super speeder they caught, 3 minutes after the rule went into effect, straight to jail.
Saddle up, folks.
What do you mean?
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. We can't go out, man, forget my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Man so tough, but man's keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls, let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
Whoa, you stumbled onto another Wild Billy Wednesday. Hold on to your hats, partners. It's about to get wild.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju, at Le Batard Show. Would you be okay eliminating extra innings right now? At Le Batard Show. Because I guess what happened last night, and we've got some Belichick stuff to get to and more LeBron information out of nowhere, but the All-Star game last night, an exhibition game that I didn't have any interest in. And I believe I have it right when I say in baseball All-Star game history, there have only been 2 controversies, right? I'm doing this off the top of my head. I don't know if there's been a third. I think it's just one of the games ended in a tie and Bud Selig looked confused and it became a symbol for baseball doesn't know how to lead, letting a game end in a tie. And the other was Pete Rose breaking Ray Fosse's collarbone and ending his career by, colliding with him at home plate in an exhibition game. I don't think there's a third controversy, but tie game is one of them. And they fixed that, obviously, because there is nothing better in 2025 than just feed people instantaneous. This doesn't take much attention span. We're just going to put Kyle Schwarber up there to swing like a keg softball player.
Well, so do you know, since you didn't see it, you shut off your brain, do you know the rules and how it happened? Because they even fixed that. It wasn't like a drawn-out home run derby. It was 3 batters, and they got 3 swings each. So it wasn't like 3 outs. It was 3 swings. So you had to, what happened is, spoiler alert, if anyone's going to go back and watch the swing off, Kyle Stowers decided, I'm going to wait for my pitch. So he did take a couple of pitches where you're watching, like, all right, buddy, like, come on, let's start swinging here. Exactly. It's a virtue, some people say. But he's there trying to, take some pitches, get the right pitch, ends up, spoiler alert, only hitting 1 home run. But that 1 home run, some are saying, I know that Schwarber wins the MVP. Some people are saying Kyle Stowers, Miami Marlin, could have been the MVP because he only hit 1 home run, but that 1 home run was the difference.
I don't understand how Schwarber... Dan, have you ever seen a player in Major League Baseball All-Star game who wins the MVP had no hits in the game?
Spoiler alert.
How Schwarber win MVP had no hits?
That,
He had a good game.
To your point and Dan's point
No
earlier,
hits.
I don't like opening the box score and just seeing 6-6. I want those home runs to count as runs. I want to wake up and see it was 10-9 and be like, 10-9? How did that happen? Started out slow, 2-0 in the first inning, and then we had a bit of a lull, and then 10-9. Wow, offensive explosion here.
No hits.
No
hey,
hits.
Let's vote on the All-Star game MVP. I vote for the guy who had no hits.
Well, I had 3 home runs, technically.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
I looked in the box score right now. It's not there.
Well, I mean, technically, none of those stats count anyways.
That's right.
So I don't understand if none of them count, why they don't just throw them in there.
It's the inception of stats that don't count.
Yeah, this is extra stats that don't count.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that there's a box score?
Yeah.
And if I look at it the way that I've looked at a box score the entirety of my life and the way that a box score has been done throughout the history of box scores, and it's not going to say that Schwarber has any hits in the box score?
I'm showing you right now. Here's the play-by-play right there. Bottom of the 9th inning. There's the 3rd out. Did anything happen after?
Okay,
nothing.
Okay, wait a minute.
Nothing.
Nothing happened.
So the box score, if I look at a box score right now, it's not going to say that Kyle Schwarber hit any home runs or even had a hit in the game.
Never happened.
First non-pitcher to have 0 hits in the All-Star game and win MVP. He's also the first All-Star game MVP to hit 3 home runs.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to give the voters who voted for the All-Star game MVP, I'm going to give them a little bit of credit right now, actually. You may be surprised to hear me say that, but I'm going to give them a little bit of credit because it takes some balls to vote for a guy who had no hits to be the MVP.
Kevin Burkhardt was both frustrated and excited that there was nowhere on his score sheet to score this. Oh. He's like, there's nowhere to put it. I'm just doing dashes. This is exciting, though. It's the first one ever. He was like, he didn't know how to feel about it.
There should be a different scorecard, I think, right? I think it should be in an envelope, and it needs to be either sealed with wax or with a sticker. You need something that you go like a pen that you go like and go that you go across, like the nuclear football. I don't know if you guys have seen in movies a nuclear football. It comes in a packet, and you have to crack it open, and then you open it up, and that's where the codes are. You need one of those for an all-star game swing-off.
And if you're wondering, why would someone like Stowers, relatively no name in baseball, be put in this extreme situation late in the game? It's because all the people that started the game left after they were taken out.
That's how it works there in the All-Star game.
You just leave the game after you're out.
A lot of players did too. Yeah, the fans left too. Relatively empty stands for a very exciting moment, first time in history.
Question: did you know that the guys that you could use for this home run derby can be guys who were already taken out of the game? Like it was a little confusing. I had no idea who you're allowed to pick to be the guys who hit.
I have a lot of questions, okay? So put this on the poll, please, at Batard Show. Did you know the extra inning rules last night? And the other thing that I want to discuss with you guys about this is my entire history covering baseball, okay, has been baseball writers write poems about what baseball is, and it's always something beautiful because it's timeless. It's about literally coming home, writing these poems that we've taken a bat to all of that with a couple of changes that we've made. I'm not objecting to this. I like the change. I like the growth. I love that baseball somehow is evolving to capture a new generation of people by being faster and better. But I said yesterday that you really are distorting the integrity of the product of the game and the results and how it is you keep track of things when in the 10th inning you put a runner on second and all of a sudden anybody can have an RBI with a runner on second, and you're just distorting things.
Those show up in the box score, though.
So it counts like for your stats, RBI and run scored when they do that?
And they're extra runs, and it's regardless. It doesn't matter. It's to speed up the game. But the thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is the following, right? I think I've made fun before of soccer ending in penalty kicks, even though I like penalty kicks, and you kind of have to do that. And I have said it's like ending the Super Bowl by, instead of going into overtime, just having the quarterbacks throw the ball through a swinging tire. It's not the game they were playing before that. Right. It's. I think everybody's in on the idea of give me something fast and different, because we really are. We've gone from the game is timeless to now by rule. Let's wrap this up. We're going to wrap this up now, right? Let's hurry up and wrap this up. That's what they gave you last night.
No, last night was super fun and exciting. Everyone enjoyed it, Dan. Like every single person.
Billy, I'm not complaining about it. I'm telling you that it is a change that absolutely is unlike anything in entertainment, which we're having fun. We get more. Yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's finish up what we're doing. We need to get out of here. And it's because Roy's walking in today. And he says under his breath, while you guys are dancing around, baseball's back. He's like, that shit was 3.5 hours last night.
Yeah, man, we fixed baseball. We got a pitch clock and everything, and all of a sudden it's 3.5 hours.
Boo-hoo.
It
like,
was
the
close
pitch clock
to midnight.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
But, like, you guys understand the All-Star game. First of all, the All-Star game doesn't count anymore. Like, it never did count, but then it did count after the tie because it determined home field advantage for the World Series. But it's back to not counting, I think, because, again, they change rules all the time. But the All-Star game always takes forever because there's 1,000 substitutions. Like, you're constantly taking out players to try to make sure everybody plays, which is why at the end they're like, you know what, let's do something fun here. Dan, also, I don't know if you caught this. It was the first time in Major League Baseball that we saw that the challenges could be done on balls and strikes.
I love that.
4 challenges, 4 successful challenges yesterday.
I love that.
It was experimented yesterday. What?
Stowers was unsuccessful, yeah.
3 out of 4 were successful yesterday. So, I mean, very exciting.
You guys are beside yourself with enthusiasm about an exhibition game, a friendly last night. All of you are raving that it was perfect. 6-0 becomes 6-6, and then we all learn a rule together, and shortly thereafter are able to wrap up the night. And if you're going to wrap it up, just send me a couple of giant guys who are trying to hit the ball 500 feet, and let's all get out of here.
Did you see how the game got tied in the 9th inning, Dan?
I did not.
Infield single with 2 outs. Steven Kwan. Guy's fast. 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1 pitch away from ending it. We almost didn't have a swing off. But then an infield single in this game of long ball and 103-mile-per-hour pitches. An infield single, small ball, is what sent it to extras. Or I guess not extras. A swing off. Baseball's back. They fixed it. It's incredible. The Savannah Bananas have gone way too far, though. We can all agree on that. They've taken the game too far.
Anyone objecting to this? There's not a Bob Costas out there. Bob Costas famously objected to the wild card. The wild card was one of the rejected ideas that baseball, back before it was willing to change, it was very unpopular at first, the wild card, because you were distorting everything. Now it's very popular. There's no one out there complaining or lamenting that this ended in a swing off?
I haven't seen anyone doing so, even like the old school baseball guys. Buster Olney last night tweeted out that the All-Star game was an ode to the pitch clock. And because in that broadcast, you had longer commercial breaks, the first ever swing off, hitter-to-hitter interviews, the stand-up to cancer pause, the tribute to Hank Aaron, which, if you haven't seen,
that was excellent.
coolest thing I've ever seen.
In
Coolest thing
entertainment
you've ever
history.
seen?
Yeah, ever.
Oh, my God.
You've never seen anything cooler.
Go watch it.
I saw it live.
It was
wasn't the coolest thing
insane.
I've ever
Oh,
seen.
my
All
God.
right, fine.
Well, he's a
Ever?
virgin.
The
so.
coolest tribute ever to an athlete.
Oh, I mean, I'll
Yeah,
think
all
about
right.
it.
I'll go there.
Coolest thing
tribute
I've
ever.
ever seen in my life.
It was
but-
greater
right.
than the actual moment.
Prisoner of the moment. That's fine.
A little
All right?
bit.
Prisoner of the
A
moment.
little
But there were
bit.
also pitching changes, a mid-game removal of Freddie Freeman. It got him an ovation. Game still lasted 3 hours and 20 minutes. That was just the average baseball game, like 5 years ago.
Can we put on the poll, was Hank Aaron breaking the home run record or last night's recreation of Hank Aaron breaking the home run record more exciting?
Cooler.
Or which was
Which
cooler?
one was cooler?
Which was cooler, the actual moment or the recreation?
The recreation might have been cooler.
Did you see it? Dude, they recreated it.
Once Kershaw got taken out, I stopped watching.
They started doing this stuff with technology and this VR, this
was
and
awesome.
that, where like the
They
lights
used a
are off,
firework.
the field is lit up, and then all of a sudden you hear the audio of the moment. And then instead of seeing a video of the home run, what happens? They shoot a firework from home plate over the outfield wall. And then all of a sudden, you see his steps being lit up on the base path as he goes around. The coolest moment in baseball history last night. Baseball back. I'm telling you. Kershaw was mic'd up, and he was telling us what pitch he was going to throw while he was winding up right before he let it
That
go.
was too much.
It was too much.
That was too much. He literally, in the
What
middle
is
of
wrong
his
with
windup,
you?
he goes, Smoltzy, what do you want me to throw? Smoltzy goes, throw a cutter. He's like, in the middle of his pitch, Smoltzy, I don't throw a cutter.
And then he threw the slider.
I'll throw a slider instead, Smoltzy. I don't throw a cutter.
Uncle
Something
Charlie.
to it.
that wasn't actually in a game. The lights were out. There was a
curveball.
firecracker that went off at home plate. That's the coolest thing.
It didn't.
in
No.
baseball
Are you
No.
kidding?
No. You're trying to make it seem like it's one of those little light fireworks. It goes boop,
Yeah.
and that's it. No.
It actually petered out in midair if you were watching.
It
They didn't want
shot!
to hit the people. It petered out.
What do you want him to kill fans?
Hey, I'm not saying to kill fans.
You
I'm
just
saying
said you wanted fans dead.
it petered out.
Jonathan Zaslow of ESPN Sports Night. Kill fans, or I'm not impressed.
What show is Sports Night?
That's your show.
Oh,
How many
my show.
test fireworks do you think they went through until they got the right angle on that's where the ball actually
Should've kept testing.
the firework went in the same direction that the ball did.
Incredible.
It was amazing. That was the coolest thing baseball's done in a long time.
Until Kyle Schwarber hit 3 home runs on 3 pitches.
Polar Bear didn't even have to come up.
So last night, apparently, based on what you guys are saying, last night was the greatest night in baseball history.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Welcome.
That
Might have been the
sense.
best night in what?
In
I don't know,
sports
20
history,
years?
you want to say sports?
Oh, you're going to get him upset. I saw a nostril flare and your prisoner of the moment and your general enthusiasm, lack of history in general, where you're assigning.
What are you, 3 years old?
I'm starting to question, honestly,
Yes.
and I don't want to do this. It pains me to do this. I'm starting to question who's making the decisions over there at the 4-letter network. That they're putting some jamoke on air who's not even watching the game. Who
I
did
know you're not talking about me.
call Justin Craig? Say, hey, why is Zazo on the air over there? He
know
didn't
you're
even
not
watch
talking
the
about me.
All-Star game. What's going on over there?
I know you're not talking about me.
I'm not.
Best July
The
15th
shoe
in sports
fits.
history.
Wow.
Best July 15th in sports history.
You gotta be kidding me.
Well, you won't even give us that? Best July 15th in sports history?
I gotta check back and see what else happened on July 15th.
Do it right now. What are you doing?
I don't know the time. I'm doing a show.
But this is what they do. They say the stupid thing and then bury you in paperwork and keep saying the stupid thing.
We're the stupid ones. We
Doing
watched.
Doing a show with crazy people is what I'm doing.
Okay.
Greatest night in baseball history last night.
What's the point of you guys watching if what you're going to do after watching is lose all perspective and call it the greatest night in sports history in a game that doesn't matter?
You guys didn't watch. It's like we're talking
I
to
watched every
crazy people.
second.
You didn't watch any seconds.
There was not a moment
0
last
seconds
night.
you watched.
There was not a singular moment last night where I'm watching that game and I said, you know what? This is the greatest night in baseball history. Didn't happen.
You're old and jaded. That's the problem here. You don't enjoy sports anymore. You had your thing with the Heat, and then all of a sudden they got bad. You switch your allegiances over to the
thing?
Panthers. Yeah, your little tryst with the Heat over there. And then all of a sudden, they've stopped winning championships, and you said, I'm a Panthers guy now. You turned your hat around. You're wearing a backwards Panthers stupid hat
Hats
instead
been
of
backwards for a
stupid
long time.
Yeah, not a Heat hat anymore. You got off of the Heat. But guess what? If LeBron comes back, which is the reports that's out there, is that LeBron James is coming back to Miami, I guarantee you're coming right back to the Heat bandwagon. Going to lose your faith and your loyalty to the Panthers real quick if LeBron James comes back. I'm on to you.
I don't like the words coming out.
Jonathan.
What is the allegation from Billy Gill that is the name of rising star Jonathan Zaslow's show on ESPN Radio?
What's the name of the show? Sports Night, isn't it? What is it called?
What's the name of the show I did last night?
Sports Night.
Yeah.
That's what I called it.
Game Night.
Wow.
You want to rename it, though?
Well, I mean, game night sounds kind of cool.
It's a movie. No, it's a TV show. Sports Night was a TV show.
Game Night's a movie, though.
Yes.
Jeremy has whispered to me that Babe Ruth tied the all-time home run record on July 15th.
That can't be.
July 15th, 1921, he tied the then career home run record at 138 home runs.
Oh, okay,
To think that it was 138 before he turned it into 714 is insane.
He broke it at 138
and then just kept going? That's crazy. How have I never heard that before?
And he pitched to, and the guys he
They
was
must have been
pitching to,
impressed with him.
they had second jobs as movers. And
It's like
stuff.
Ohtani hitting 2,000 home runs.
So you thought, though, Chris, that it was a little too intimate, that it was a bridge too far to interview Kershaw while he's pitching.
He's literally, what pitch do you want me to throw? I mean, it's just, I get it. They're trying to access. I like it to some extent, but it's just like, where's the line on this? How desperate are we for people to watch us that it's like, next thing you know, you're going to be in people's bedrooms.
I think the line is exhibition, real game. That's the line.
So
They've
wait,
done this in real games.
They did Sunday Night Baseball.
They do this in Sunday Night Baseball.
Just to be clear, the accusation you're making, you think that some future evolution, now that baseball's changing, is, and now in the fourth inning, here we go to Kershaw at home having sex with his wife.
He's on an off day. He doesn't start till Saturday, so
Right.
now we go to Kershaw. Kershaw, how you doing right now?
Right, and
Oh,
he's-
it's great. It's great off day.
Okay,
I'm
please
crushing this
stop
right now.
doing that. Please stop moving your hips that way, and don't show us your bedroom at all.
That's
Thank
where
you.
we might end up.
It was awesome also, like, for the people that were feeling nostalgic that didn't like too much change happening in the All-Star game. We talked to Jack Wilson in the middle of the game because his son was playing. So Jack and Jacob Wilson were both being talked to at the exact same time. Jack Wilson might be a guy. Jack Wilson, former Pirate Jack Wilson, All-Star, 2004 All-Star, I believe, looked like a pirate. Like an actual pirate. Like a pirateer.
Player
right?
who looked most like their team name.
I like this.
Yeah, Jack Wilson looked like he could be a pirate in real life. Not the main pirate. He wouldn't be the captain of the ship.
I thought that we had
Like a
closed
Shmee character.
closed this category years ago, and I'm forgetting his name now. The Vikings had a defensive lineman, Chris.
Viking.
Yes, he looked like a Viking. He looked. I thought we had closed this category, and now I'm failing to remember who the character is. That Jared Allen also had a little bit of Viking in him as a Viking.
Yeah, but the hair was too dark.
Minshew hasn't played for the Buccaneers, has he?
Chris Hoven?
Yes, thank you. Was he number 90? Why did I forget his name? Zaz, just to be clear, has Billy insulted you by calling it game night?
No, I mean, if he thinks that Sports Night is a better name than Game Night, that's his opinion. That's okay. I mean, he's on. I mean, I didn't love some of the things he said about me and my fandom. Like, that's kind of insulting. But whatever. You want to change the name of ESPN shows? It's your opinion.
I didn't. It was a simple mistake. I'm fallible, just like the rest of us, and I'll admit it. I made a
You are
mistake.
fallible.
Yeah, I made a mistake. I'm sorry.
You're a fallible man.
It's gotten testy in here because the accusations are flying. I do believe that something that's happening here that is frustrating to Billy and the rest, and I can understand how it would be so. It's happening throughout America where a lot of people have very strong opinions on things they don't know anything about or have not watched or paid any attention to. For example, the sheer number of opinions that Chris Cody has given me on the Pablo Torre Finds Out podcast, when Pablo Torre is doing the best work in sports journalism right now, and Chris Cody is reducing it to what? He found some guy named Moose on Twitter? And that's why he's getting all those people to listen to a deep dive on Malik Beasley with Tom Haberstroh and Amin El Hassan that is deeper than any dive you will see, because Pablo is consistently doing more and better work than others that is being dismissed by people like Chris Cody as they wander from the bong to the keg stand because they just want to see Kyle Schwarber hit bombs and they don't want their journalism.
I haven't done a keg stand in 15 years.
Only because you can't anymore.
I can do a handstand.
Do you want to do one behind me right now? Because I read something the other day. I would ask you guys this.
Don't want my belly to show.
All right. Well, that's brave. So I think if you're going to tell us you can do a handstand behind me, you're going to have to kind of prove it, I think. I don't think that's something that people don't believe. But I also wanted to ask the group this question, because I don't know how this can be true, but I read the statistic the other day that only 15% of people over 40 years old have the balance, the correct balance and alignment of their bodies, that they can put socks on while standing on one foot. Put socks on, one foot to the other. I imagine all of you guys probably think you can do that, right? I would like to test that behind me over the course of the show, where
I would like to do that.
where we have people trying to put on socks. I don't know how I don't know how they arrive at the statistic that only 15% of people over 40 can do that.
I think it's in the census.
But regardless,
Like, why would you think when you're putting on your socks in the morning, why would you say, I'm going to do this standing up? Who does that?
how do you guys all put on your socks?
One at a time.
Yeah, one
While
foot at a
sitting.
time.
Be
It's like my
amazing if you did
pants.
both at a time.
Do any of you do it standing up? Put it
I've
on the
done it
poll
standing up.
In a pinch.
at Batard Show. Have you ever put your socks on standing up? So Chris Cody is now going to do the handstand behind me, correct? Or are you worried about your belly? Are you worried about...
I think he tucked it in.
Okay, he tucked it in.
Whoa!
Oh, that wasn't
That was
long
actually
enough.
pretty impressive.
No,
That wasn't long enough.
good.
Long enough.
Oh, that's good.
Okay,
3
but-
seconds.
But not a keg stand.
Good
Couldn't
for
even
you.
get a sip out of the keg.
But Dan, remember, in a keg stand,
Wow.
your legs are being held up by participants of said keg stand.
Yeah.
So it's different. Somebody's holding his legs up as he's drinking. You're not holding it up yourself
Whoa.
and then
That's better.
holding the
You're
nozzle
like
of
a
the keg.
gymnast.
I could see Chris as like a circus folk in another life.
What would you imagine that would look like?
Like this, just at the circus.
Okay, so just a wandering
Half-ass handstands.
circus bear.
I didn't say a successful
What a
one.
sad traveling circus you've put together.
This guy
Well,
does
he
handstands.
juggles. He can juggle too.
Yeah, but that's not what you mentioned. You just did that. That was the big entertainment.
I
It's
think he could paint some
Your
faces.
shitty circus. your shitty circus.
He's the guy that gets hit
idea.
with the cannonball in the belly, you know, different things like that.
Over here, you got the bearded woman. Over here, you
Yeah.
got Chris doing handstands.
This is how little talent generally surrounds Billy Daly around here, that he builds a circus around somebody surprising him with a talent.
Well, I said I could see him in a circus, not that he's a talented circus.
I would crush a
performer.
circus.
I think that you believe
I'd
that.
be the energy guy out there before the show.
What would you do?
Just hype the crowd.
Is that a thing? Circuses have an energy guy?
God, I mean, what do you think? They're just.
It's usually a clown.
What, the ringmaster?
Would you be a clown?
It's not what I would prefer to do, but I'll.
Bearded lady is what I would go with. Can you get the boldest take of the day for me, please? I want to go to phone calls because I miss the community of clever people who used to compete to be clever around our text machine and our phone lines. The telephone number for the Boost mobile hot take line is 305-486-GOTS, 486-GOTS, 4689. Let's see what we've got there, Roy.
The Boost Mobile boldest take is presented by Boost Mobile, the newest 5G network in the country.
Hey guys, it's Eric on a mobile. My hottest take from the weekend is that Vince Lombardi looks like white Malcolm X.
Hi, this is Brandon calling from a desk phone. My hot take is that if you are not a state, then you should not have state in your university name. For example, San Jose State University should just be San Jose University. Thanks. I'll hang up and listen.
Hey, this is Josh in a car. My limited fake, David Sampson. Guyavera.
Hey guys, calling from North Dakota on a mobile. My boldest take is I think that hard shell tacos should be eliminated and we should all eat them the way that they're intended. as nachos. I'll hang up and listen.
Hey guys, Cody in Tennessee. My hot take is that the worst athletic portrayal of an actor in a movie got to be Vince Vaughn in Rudy. He is so bad. He is so awkward. I think it's Danny O'Shea, number 44. It is just cringe to watch. I'll hang up and listen.
So, hi there, first time, long time. This is Dan from Rochester on a mobile. Here is my limited fake SportsCenter voiceover guy. This is SportsCenter, brought to you by Boost Mobile. I'll hang up and listen.
This is Dean from Oklahoma on a Motorola Razr. My hot take is that the hibachi messed up. This is Ian from Oklahoma on a Motorola Razr. My hot take is that 4th of July fireworks are just like the hibachi at the fire. I messed up again. I quit.
It's my favorite person ever.
All right, great effort. 305-486-GOTS. You made it somehow beyond an international pool of callers. You made it with those last
He probably
two
tried a
calls.
third time.
He was going somewhere. Fireworks, hibachi. I wanted to see where it landed.
On the Motorola Razr.
So this is one of the many reasons that the talent around here surprises Billy anytime it appears, because we've lowered the bar so low for what talent is around
Tony's
here.
here.
And I want to go back to yesterday, and I want to relive a moment that is going to be largely for the video audience. So forgive me, because we're still much larger in audio than we are in video. But I think I want the video audience to simply keep an eye on Cody and understand that for about 5 or 6 years, my old friend sometimes just doesn't seem to know where he is. I don't know how to explain this any other way other than how I'm about to show you, which is he's doing a show with us, and he's been doing it for a while here in these studios where we look when a guest appears and David Sampson is right in front of us. I want you to watch Greg Cody here as he starts looking around the studio roof for David Sampson because he doesn't know where he doesn't.
I don't
Look,
believe you.
watch what happens to Greg Cody here. He forgets where he is and where David Sampson is and where anything sane in the world is. Greg Cody has called this all-star decision, okay, a joke, a disgrace, and, my favorite, criminal, a crime against baseball.
It is a crime against baseball. Okay, because is David still on? Or did he,
Yes.
he's
Where are you
still
looking?
here.
Oh,
Yeah.
right
He's
here,
just
Greg.
looking
Come
around
on.
until he sees David.
Why'd you just look into the sky?
Come on.
There's a lot of monitors.
Come
It's
on.
confusing.
There's 15 TVs on
Yeah,
the
it's
Why
not
did he look
easy.
at the ceiling? None are in the ceiling.
Nah, look at that room. Look at that shot right there. Look at all those TVs. It's an easy mistake.
But I'm pretty sure David was just on one of the screens.
Yeah, you're right. There are all of these screens here, and he's on several of them. Why can't he find him?
I want to show it to everybody again so you understand it's not his first time in the studio, not his first time talking to David Sampson, not his first time talking to a guest. I don't know what happened here. Greg Cody has called this all-star decision, okay, a joke, a disgrace, and, my favorite, criminal, a crime against baseball.
It is a crime against baseball. Okay, because is David still on? Or did he,
Yes.
he's
Where are you
still
looking?
here.
Oh,
Yeah.
right here,
He's
Greg.
just looking
nuts.
around until he sees David.
He looks up in a way, like we said to him, David is in space.
He thought maybe David was going to be like repel from the lights here into the studio.
David just being right here, Greg.
Pablo Torre is going to join us here in a little bit here to talk about his latest groundbreaking journalism. I'm sure many people are interested in the Malik Beasley story, especially if I can give you the particulars. If I can give you more exhaustive reporting that you've seen from anybody using multiple sources to get to the bottom of something that a lot of people are interested in. Why would Malik Beasley, who, if you're not familiar with his game, is basically the best three-point shooter, not by volume, not named Steph Curry, just statistically. And he was about to sign a 3-year, $42 million or $41 million deal. And that is evidently over now. And Pablo Torre, talking to Tom Haberstroh and Amin Al-Hassan, sort of digs deep to get to the bottom of a story that's got a lot of elements to it that people are going to find fascinating. So he's going to be here in moments to talk about that. But Chris, what is happening here? Because I I see what Pablo Torre is doing, and it's unlike anything that you will find in sports journalism today. I don't know if you guys have known or noticed, but all that media stuff that was in Hialeah before in Miami, that's not there anymore. Like, media is dying all over the place, and people can't afford to presently do the work that Pablo is doing on some stories that are silly and some stories that are very serious. But he's doing consistently interesting things that the people who are listening to it are loving every single hour, every minute of every hour, because there's no fat in anything. And then there are other people in sports who just don't want to consume their sports that way. They're like, give me Kyle Schwarber, 3 bombs, and get me out of here. I don't want deep dives on anything. Give me cotton candy all the time. Just a diet of nothing but 100% cotton candy. And that's fun, too.
I mean, I just watched, in my defense, the clip that he put out on social, which, of course, is going to leave some meat to, like, they want you to go watch the episode. So I watched the 5-6 minute clip, and it looked like some guy tweeted about this. Something crazy happened in sports. Just before this, some guy tweeted about it. That was what I saw in the clip. Apparently, they go... Like, there's way more layers to this. It's like an onion. I only got the first layer.
They didn't sell it well to you, though.
The first layer on the outside, to me, just looked like, hey, this crazy sports scandal, a few months before, some guy tweeted about it. And I was just like, I feel like maybe that's happened. People talk about things. But apparently, it goes even deeper, and it gets crazy. So I'm into the episode.
What I got from what I've seen is he really hates Carmelo Anthony and wants him to go down for some reason. Like, he's really trying to implicate Carmelo Anthony and bring him into this, is what it appeared to me. I could be wrong. That's what it appeared to me. Seems like a big mistake in New York.
We will get to the bottom of that with Pablo Torre.
We'll find out, some are saying.
In moments, yes. Some are also saying patience is a virtue for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why it is.
Virtues get you to heaven, other people say.
That earlier, yeah. So you're enthused and have no complaints about anything baseball related last night. We have a pure day that has been identified by people here who have a sense of history and perspective as the greatest day in baseball history and the best feeling in the history of sports.
Greatest day in baseball history. My God.
I think the only complaint would be that, you know, we know that yesterday we saw the greatest day in baseball history, and it's all downhill from here. So now what? We just know it's going to be disappointment moving forward.
Oh, my God. Game ended a tie. I don't know if you saw.
No, it didn't.
Greatest day in baseball. I'm looking at the box score right now. It's
I know.
6-6.
I watched the game. When I go to do game night, I watch the games. I don't just go look at box score. I'm not a box score warrior like you are over there.
You're not box score Billy.
Exactly right.
You're watching that game last night, and you're saying to yourself, wow, I can't believe it. I'm watching the greatest night in baseball history.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I woke up my daughters. I said, daughters, wake up.
That's what you wake up your kids for?
I just like that. I said,
Get the children.
Daughters, wake up. You have to see this. History.
I thought you put him to sleep. You don't wake him up. You put him to sleep.
Not for the greatest night in baseball history. You wake them up.
I thought you put the kids to bed for that. I don't think you wake them up for that.
Different game.
You should be embarrassed. Last time I woke up one of my kids for sports, it was in the middle of the Jimmy Butler 56-point game against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Who cares?
You're waking your kids up for an exhibition.
For history. You woke them up for Jimmy Butler? How you feeling about that?
Yeah, 56.
How you feel about Jimmy Butler today?
Fourth highest scoring
How
game
you feel
in
about
history.
Jimmy Butler today?
I
Wow, what a
the
Heat
good
legend.
times.
They're going to put him up in the
choose to remember
rafters?
the good times.
No, they're not going to put him in the rafters. You know who they put up in the rafters? Udonis Haslem.
I mean, you're talking about a baseball game.
Yeah,
that's
history.
A couple of years ago.
History.
No one's going to care about.
Okay.
No one
Okay.
cares.
Sure.
You'll remember where you were for
History.
the swing off.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Wow, I remember what it was midnight. Where else would I be other than my house? Of course I remember where
The
I am.
Clevelander?
Think about what club was I at that night on a random Tuesday? I was home. It's midnight. Of course I remember where I was at. Talking about.
Were your kids watching with you?
No, they don't care. They don't
Yeah.
care about baseball.
Ingrates.
When he first got called up and he was kind of chubby, Kyle Schwarber did look like a cub.
Do you have another good one? Because you've been searching for 10 minutes, and that's
Yeah, I got another one. Taylor Rogers has a twin brother named Tyler Rogers. Both pitched in the major leagues, and Taylor pitched for the Twins. Wow. So a literal twin.
Dan,
kind of tough to beat that one.
I can tell you how we're in July. We just learned on Get Up that in one sport, and I can tell you the sport, and I can tell you the position, we've established a new highest played player at a position.
Try
and
that
I would
again.
a new highest paid player at a position.
Try it again.
New,
you want to try? You want to try it again doing a handstand?
New highest
while putting on a
paid
sock
player at a position.
Do it.
And I would argue it's the least interesting position for this to happen. Name me the least interesting position in sports to find out, we've established a new highest paid player.
Punter.
Right guard.
Yeah. It was a guard. Roy nailed it. Trey Smith, new highest paid guard in the NFL.
Why do we care about that? Not just that, but just anytime I see one. Yesterday it was Sauce Gardner. Like, why? I'm genuinely asking.
That's a curious contract, by the way. He has not been good.
We like to keep track of pockets, Dan.
Yeah. Is that so? It's as simple as that. Because this is, I don't know when this started, but somebody setting a benchmark for money made by an offensive guard is not something I've ever cared about in my life, nor thought I had to care about.
I woke up my kids. I told them about it. It's a history.
July.
Daughters, wake up.
Yes,
we have a new benchmark for guards.
Yes.
History. I'll never forget where I was when this happened.
Yes, excellent contributions from you, that segment. Agitating says, shouting history at him several times. And don't think you got away with that, Cleveland, do you keep sneaking in on me?
Best F1 minutes with Jessica Spatiano.
After a blank space on the calendar, Formula One is back in Azerbaijan despite its reputation for tight corners and narrow roads. F1 is putting a sprint race in Baku. On Saturday, Charles Leclerc is fearless in pole position as the sprint begins. But at the start, London boy George Russell delivers some karma to Max Verstappen, making him a move to push him wide. Max is red, but George says, don't blame me. Number 22, Yuki Tsunoda, clips the wall and loses a tire after just 2 laps. At the restart, Sergio Perez has a lead with 5 laps left. It's time to go. Checo wins the sprint race, but Max and George have bad blood when the race ends. You guys see what I'm doing yet? Will there be vigilante shit on Sunday?
This
Max,
is amazing.
You need to calm down because it's lights out and away we go in Baku. Sparks fly, and Verstappen is driving like he's in a getaway car and pulls out into the lead. Long story short, Nick DeVries has a glitch and a safety car ensues. Perez is in the lead after a slew of pit stops, but he's not out of the woods yet. The one driver, Max Verstappen, has speed, but that's when Sergio Perez says, bye-bye, baby. As the race ends, Esteban Ocon goes into the pit, but the mastermind race organizers have let press onto the treacherous pit lane. This is why we can't have nice things. 7-time champion Lewis Hamilton finishes 6th. The last great American dynasty, Haas, finishes out of the points, but today was a fairy tale for Sergio Perez. Verstappen finishes in 2nd, which is better than revenge. 1-2 for Red Bull is nothing new. They don't have champagne problems on the podium, but the anti-hero Max Verstappen is only ahead in the Drivers' Championship by 6 points. Fernando Alonso and Taylor Swift rumors are swirling. Long live Formula One. Max Verstappen has won the Drivers' Championship, but we still have 4 races to go. In Austin, Daniel Ricciardo rides a horse named Horsey McHorseface into the paddock. Zach Brown accuses Christian Horner of cheating, and Fort Lauderdale's own Logan Sargent will join Williams in 2023. During quali, Carlos Sainz takes the fastest lap while his teammate Charles Leclerc takes a grid penalty. Martin Brundle gets snubbed by Brad Pitt. Tim Apple doesn't know how to wave a flag. 440,000 people are at the Circuit of the Americas. It's lights out and away we go. On turn 1, Max Verstappen gets ahead of Carlos Sainz, and Sainz tries to recover, but gets hit by George Russell. The Spaniard is out of the race before the 1 lap is even over, and Russell takes a 5-second penalty. Valtteri Bottas' race ends early, and a safety car helps out Charles Leclerc for once. Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll get in a massive collision, and debris is everywhere. Lewis Hamilton, on hard tires, leads the race with 10 laps to go, but the Flying Dutchman cannot be beat this year. It's Verstappen, Hamilton, and Leclerc. Sebastian Vettel battles to the finish in his final USGP. Baby Lando finishes 6th, and Yuki gets a point. Red Bull wins the Constructors' Championship for the first time in 10 years, a day after their founder's passing. People are crying, there's champagne flowing, fireworks are popping off. Everything is bigger in Texas, Dan, except for F1 drivers.
Yes, it's time for the F1 minute here, even though I want to hear that sound
gave it
again.
away?
Je suis stressé pour les minutes de Formule 1. J'ai besoin d'énergie. Énergie.
Let's go, energy.
Oh, energy.
Bonjour et bienvenue à Circuit Powercar pour le Grand Prix de France. Les températures élevées sur le circuit signifient que la gestion des pneus va être essentielle. Charles Leclerc, le pilote automobile monégasque, fait passer à Max Verstappen pour la première place. Le pilote Ferrari doit gagner pour rester dans les championnats. Mais non! Quelle horreur! Une catastrophe! Sacré bleu! Charles Leclerc sort de la course! Encore de la malchance! Il est fini! Une honte! Max Verstappen prend une grosse avance. Lewis Hamilton, le pilote Mercedes, est 12e. Carlos Sainz, l'autre pilote Ferrari, a commencé à la 19e place, d'où sa pénalité pour le changement du moteur. Et les roues contre roues avec Sergio Perez, mais l'imbécile de chez Ferrari recommence. Max Verstappen a fini premier de la course. Carlos Sainz est le pilote toujours. Lando, l'enfant Norris, a terminé 7e. Lance Stroll a terminé avec un point. Félicitations, Mike Crack.
Huh?
Wow! Oh my God!
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Merci.
Oh my God! Was there an imbecile in there? Did you say
Les
imbecile?
imbéciles de chez Ferrari recommencent.
That sounded so exciting. I have no idea what happened.
Les pauvres Charles Leclerc, les pauvres.
This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Pablo Torre is going to join us here in a little bit, and I've got Bill Belichick. I'm going to put news in quote marks, but I'm going to ask you guys and Pablo some opinions on this because I do think it is news that for the first time that I've seen, Belichick is going out of his way to say something counter to Bob Kraft. The last few years of whatever their breakup was has Belichick being real quiet about how he feels about Kraft, while Kraft clearly makes a 10-part Apple documentary that makes it look like Belichick was to blame for everything that went wrong in New England. And Belichick has been quiet about that, but he's not anymore. He has done something that is, for him, I think, newsmaking. But the thing that I just read that I wanted to get to has a shocking fact in it that I really didn't know until I just read this story about LeBron James. The story about LeBron that reports that he hasn't had buyout or trade discussions with the Lakers and he expects to be with the team. And one of the sentences in that story says the following, and I really was caught off guard legitimately by the end of this. The Lakers have received no indication from James or his representatives that he would request a trade or ask to be bought out of the final year of his contract, which will be his 8th season with the Lakers, the longest consecutive stretch spent with one organization in his career. I can't believe that. Like, I'm reading it and I'm like, is that true? Oh, it is true. Oh, my God, he's been there 8 years. I read that sentence and I had to do a double take. I'm like, that cannot be right, that he's been with the Lakers more than he's been with Cleveland. Consecutively. No, I know, but I'm saying that I think of the start of his career as being longer than the time of what I think of his time with the Cavs at the start of his career trying to get to the finals as something that took longer than the time I think of him as a 5-year player with the Lakers. I don't know if it's the pandemic that screwed me up, but I do not think of him as that for the Lakers. 8 years is to have that be the longest tenure of his career. You could win some trivia games, I think, if you start asking people that question.
How about twice as long as he was with the Heat?
Yeah.
Like, that's another one, right?
Half the championships.
That's true.
Man, that is some quick homer math that Jeremy did there. The two of them just speaking the same language, like the two of them connecting eyes, finishing each other's sentences.
Yeah, but then it gets dicey because then you can say, well, it's a bubble title, right? So then do you take that championship away because then you also take away a finals appearance from the Heat. So what do you do in that instance as?
I don't do anything. The Heat didn't win it. What do I care?
I'm just saying. I mean, well, hold on a second.
You think I brag to people about the finals the Heat lost?
Well, I mean, yes, that's what we're holding up for Pat Riley finals appearance.
Game being the greatest night in sports history.
It was.
Okay. I'm glad we've resolved that. Pablo Torre finds out.
This guy doesn't know anything. His kids are running away from him.
Good card.
I may not let him.
That's not how running away works, buddy. Doesn't seem like you're exactly a disciplinarian here. You may not let him. The kid already went and bought a flight and bought tickets to an event in another state behind your back. You think he gives a shit what you say? No. He doesn't respect you. Out of here. How's he going to get a hotel or a car? Is he traveling with another adult? Do you have a fake ID? Real tight ship you're on over there in the Zaslow Manor.
Apparently you can.
It's a mansion!
Zaz, apparently you can skate around Airbnb Like if you put the card down, apparently Airbnb is easier than
I
hotels.
gotta be honest, I don't know the difference between a manor and a mansion. I don't know. Put it on the poll
Zazzle's delusion.
at Batard Show. Do you know the differences between a manor and a mansion? Let's bring in someone highfalutin that we keep around here in order to answer the highfalutin questions. Pablo Torre. Pablo Torre finds out he's trying to go from the podcast world of Manor to mansion with all the stories that he's doing. What is the difference between the two things? Do you know?
I think Manor is like Beauty and the Beast. You know, it's where like the Beast lives. Mansion. I think Manor is ahead of Mansion. I think it's above Mansion. I think Mansion is, you know, there are lots of mansions, Beverly Hills, you know.
That
Fresh
beast
Prince
lived in a
stuff.
castle. This is crazy talk.
Yeah.
No, a manor is like an estate, I feel like. I think a manor entails more than merely the structure. It means that maybe you got like grounds to go pheasant hunting.
Mansion's the
Like a
best
dark
place you
wood?
could ever live. Everybody knows
No, please. Everybody who's well read like me and Pablo know that a manor is ideal.
Yep.
Bunch of illiterates around here.
Put it on the poll at Batard Show. What's better, mansion or manor? I think manor also has a royal connotation, does it
And
not?
hauntings.
Absolutely.
Also.
Yeah, so you guys seen Saltburn?
Yes.
We've talked about Saltburn. Seen
I
of
mean,
it.
that tub is a manor's tub, not a mansion's tub. That is a manor's tub.
Mansion's going to win that poll, though.
You want to bring up with Pablo Torre what it is that you were saying about how it is that he teased his latest episode of Pablo Torre Finds Out in a way that didn't make you think that he had done anything other than uncovered some guy named Moose on the internet?
You know, I thought maybe it was a short. I saw like a 5-minute clip. I was like, if this is it. But no, apparently there's a lot of layers of this onion to peel back. So Pablo, I will be checking it out later.
I don't believe you. You've said that twice. You keep saying that every time he comes on. None of you are listening to Pablo's podcast. It's obvious in your every comment.
I appreciate Chris very cowardly walking back, though, what he's already established earlier on the show. My sources close to this show have informed me of what Chris has said. Manor, I think we nailed it, personally. I can't really tell. It's very small text in this tiny Zoom window.
A large
like
country house with lands, the principal house
Lands.
of a landed estate.
So he was trying to promote you from a mansion to a manor.
I do nothing but try to
Yes.
set this guy up for success, but you can't help him get out of his own way.
A mansion is generally a large, luxurious house, often modern, and its primary focus is on size and opulence. I don't know what opulence means, but that sounds like a really good thing to have.
No. A mansion's for the poors. The poor's rich.
Yes. Lands. You want lands. You want gentry. You want landed gentry. You want people tilling your fields.
Opulence.
Mansions are new money. Manors are old money.
If you can't go pheasant hunting on your land, what do you want it for?
Yep. If you can't accidentally be cursed by a witch on your property somewhere, turning into a beast, not interested. What were we talking about?
She was a trespasser.
Angel, do me the favor, please, of putting together a T-shirt, LebatardAF.com, of Zaslow as he presently looks, shouting, "I want opulence." Pablo Torre Finds Out is the name of the podcast, and as I was saying earlier,
That, we're talking about me. Look, Chris is obviously wrong, but whatever. I don't need to belabor that point. The point here simply is that, you know who else wanted opulence? The characters in this episode. And there is no clip that can summarize the layers of this. It's people. I've been hardened by the way that people describe my own show to me, and you guys do it the most insultingly. But other things I've heard are along the true crime kind of style of podcasting, which is weird because what we're doing is like actual, again, not to, whatever. I'll be the guy who says we do journalism because we do journalism,
So
but
how
we
about
do
just-
it in
look,
a way that unfurls like a true crime story. That's why you got to listen to the whole thing.
It's thorough storytelling that you're trying to give a click generation 30 seconds so that they
Yes.
come listen to you, but tell them why they should be interested in this story. For people who don't want to do deep dives, they don't want an hour of Malik Beasley. Tell them why this story's interesting.
So if you're a Heat homer like all of you guys are, number one, we reported first, and it turns out not exclusively, that Terry Rozier not cleared by the FBI investigation into legalized sports gambling throughout the NBA. That had not been out there. Tom Haberstroh helped us nail that down just for you guys in South Florida. Number two, turns out that there is a mystery that has befuddled the entirety of the NBA, which is how was it that a guy on Twitter months before, in January, months before Malik Beasley got named in this FBI probe in the Eastern District of New York's federal investigation. How is it that this guy predicted it? How did that happen? Nobody else knew it. How is it, furthermore, that guy turns out to be a character that you may have interacted with on Twitter? If you're an NBA Twitter addict like me and Amin Elhassan and Tom Haberstroh, the three people on this episode. And it gets to Jonte Porter, it gets to Larsa Pippen, it gets to Carmelo Anthony, it gets to that Dante DiVincenzo 3, it gets to a notebook that has the word trap and 2 exclamation points on it that has rules for smoking weed inside Malik Beasley's house. It gets to something called the Parade of Homes in the Twin Cities, actually, where there is a parade, a tour to go and see the biggest, most opulent homes in the Twin Cities area that resulted in Malik Beasley pointing a rifle at a car full of people that helped uncover all of the story for us in the legal documents. So all of this is very germane to everything you're saying. And that's not even getting to the fact that, oh, by the way, I think we did an investigation that's more exhaustive than the literal FBI did.
It is a good investigation. I will call Pablo and a thing that he did dirty because there was like two seconds in the episode where I'm seeing a text exchange in which I'm seeing the iPhone and I see I'm assuming Pablo's iPhone. The source is just calling Malik Beasley a dumbass, and I'm like, that's not journalism. That's just an iPhone. That's just an iPhone and a text that Pablo got from somebody. And I believe his sources, and I believe he's credible, and I believe that Malik Beasley is indeed a dumbass, but that's cheap.
Well, this is the thing. This is why we attract via clip, and then we keep you with the honey of
not all of us.
Well, listen. The point is, when somebody texts me who knows really well the teammates, current and former of Malik Beasley, you're right, Dan. I shouldn't take that. And so at face value. And so what I did was I spent an hour getting to the bottom of it. It's kind of like the beginning, and we wouldn't publish that, of course, if it wasn't validated and justified, reported out in future minutes of that podcast. But Chris Cody just needs to know that I think this is a story about a lot of guys like Chris Cody that the NBA has no understanding of. And not only the NBA, but the government, the federal government tasked with investigating all of this, they don't understand how the sausage gets made when it comes to the world of legalized sports betting either. And it's a remarkable thing to see that, wait a minute, maybe the people we got to understand a very complicated story on its face is actually a lot of people that we've been tweeting with. It's been there the whole time.
Let me explain to the folks who want the details that are there. Go to Pablo Torre Finds Out, and you can get everything. It's more on Malik Beasley than you're getting anywhere else because the details are great. The Moose character who revealed this now regrets revealing this, correct? Regrets putting you guys on the case so that you can now find out who that was. And now this is a person who's telling people thought he was telling people anonymously, I know things because he knew things, but now these are not things you want known by these people who are now, you're in crime. You're in the business of crime.
Well, listen, I always keep thinking, Dan, of that quote from The Big Short where they're investigating the guys at the ground level of the mortgage crisis. And one of the characters turns to the other and he asks him, why are they confessing? And the guy goes, they're not confessing, they're bragging. That is so much of this story. It's the story of meme coins and trying to raise money via private discords for something called National Coin Association with the NBA logo as like the parody thing for the coin. Yes, it is my favorite thing, by the way. My favorite thing in this episode of the many things I love about this is that we had Tom Haberstroh knock on the front door, call up the guy, ask him, will you do an interview with Pablo Torre Finds Out? And the guy's like, yeah, I think I've heard of that show before. And they have a conversation in which he realizes at the point that Dan is describing, I have made an enormous mistake. And you see it, you hear it. It's just rare. Again, that's the true crime aspect of it, but journalism in real time. You hear someone regret opening the can of worms that will result in, yes, potentially actual legal consequences, real things in life. And it starts so stupid. My favorite things start so stupid, and they get serious and smart but also funny the whole way through, but also darkly funny the whole way through. There is no better case study in that than this episode, I think.
So give me the top item to get people over there before I get to other subjects, including Bill Belichick. If I say the best dark funny thing that you have in there, it is blank.
Oh, my God. It's Tom Haberstroh trying to bro out with this guy immediately. Tom Haberstroh says, "How are you doing on this fine Tuesday?" Like he's trying to relate immediately. If you know Tom at all, it's just like, I love that. I just love that.
Okay, that's super inside and awkward, and it's dark funny to you because it's Haberstroh
so
trying
funny.
to do investigative work, and he's going to be clumsy at it.
But the best part is that he gets the goods. This awkward guy sidling up to you at the bar, who's like literally in this case, recording the call, having disclosed that, is trying to bro out with this dude. And it's so awkward, but you get everything. You click on the episode to hear everything is my point.
So funny, but not dark funny. The funniest thing in the episode is blank.
Oh, my God. That we had a producer watch Medea's family reunion 5 times to search for Malik Beasley. And that detail pays off in a way that can only be described as relevant to the federal government. So there's that.
That's a good dismount.
5 times.
I'm in. All right, I'm in on this.
And well, but this is consistent to what I would just tell people again and again, that if you're watching the phenomenon of what's happening with podcasts and where it is that intimate storytellers get in your head in a way that connects with things, because people still like to discern what's good and separate it from all the antiseptic shit that everyone else is making. What Pablo is making does deeper dives on things regularly than anyone in sports journalism is doing. And in this particular case, if I say the most interesting detail from this story that's going to end up being something that has consequences that we'll look back on years from now and say, that's what the gambling stuff did to sports back then. While we were clucking about Pete Rose, like that was the real stuff that was happening.
Yeah, it's that amid these incentives, these new incentives in which all these ways exist for people to have interests that diverge from their employers, players versus NBA teams, it turns out that we stumbled upon real evidence that the Jonte Porter scandal was underestimated by the federal government. That in their own reporting, in the FBI's research and investigation, we think they undershot it. We think it went deeper and earlier. And we have the way that this connects to Malik Beasley, to Terry Rozier. But really, it's the fact that even the government, I think, has some level of this wrong. I think they don't understand the scope of it. I don't think they're as fluent as Tom Haberstroh, Amin Elhassan, and me and NBA Twitter addicts than, frankly, the shipping container when it comes to knowing, when it comes to crypto, gambling, and basketball. These are 3 things that are so intertwined, and the government isn't internet, NBA Twitter brained enough to get it yet. But I think we have here at Meadowlark Media a bunch of people actually that might be.
You ever think to myself, you know what, I, Pablo Torre, have found out enough, or I found out a little bit too much about this. Like, I like my kneecaps, I have a family, maybe I should find out a little less about this situation.
And by the way, that frankly ahead of the shipping container, a little bit of an undercut, but you know.
You worried someone's going to kill you? That's really the question.
All fair points. Kind of. I mean, if I am disappeared, the unfortunate reality is that there are no multiple suspects. And by the way, it's just tomorrow's episode, Thursday's episode, is not us taking the foot off the gas. Like, there is something else that's going to be a thing, I think. And yeah, please tell the world my story if you never hear from me again. That would be my request.
All right, this is a bit dramatic.
Seems
here.
not worth it, to
Hold
be perfectly honest with you.
I disagree.
I mean, you're willing to risk Pablo's life? And
I'd go a step further. He will not have succeeded at Meadowlark until he gets the Epstein files. I
thought until worse than death.
Hey,
No,
that
but did you hear those are a
bird watching episode, man, is still waiting. I'm still the counter is still being monitored. I'm ready. I just need more people to watch bird watching.
Please tell the world my story is what it's going to say on Pablo's actual tombstone.
and then the world is going to say, we'll get to it.
Oh, God.
How long is it going to take? Are there 3 Schwarber bombs in it? I don't have time for this. If
The world's going to say, that teaser clip should have been a little more concise.
I wish he'd done it quicker. Bill Belichick, I want to know how much you guys were interested, because I don't know if you went and looked it up or you know what I'm talking about. Do you guys have any interest in Bill Belichick responding to Robert Kraft? Yes or no?
Yes.
I'm in on that.
Involved?
Sure.
Jordan saying
You know my answer.
So, again, I will offer the context of Belichick ate a 10-part docuseries that Kraft okayed and had editorial oversee on that buried Belichick. I don't know how many people saw it, but it blamed Belichick for just about everything that was wrong there, and Belichick ate that without saying anything.
You don't believe Belichick actually watched it, though, right?
Man.
I bet he did.
Why wouldn't you watch something like that? It's a 10-part docuseries, and they warn you, hey, Kraft did it. Like, you don't think that there's a human being in there that would just have normal ego that would want to know how they're chronicling 10 episodes of his dynasty for 20 years?
Look, what we've seen, and Pablo's uncovered a lot of it, obviously, from Belichick over the last, 8-10 months does go counter to the guy that we thought he was as head coach of the Patriots. And that guy wouldn't have been sitting down for 10 hours to watch something that other people are saying about him. But again, like, his behavior has run counter to what we have known all these years.
I think if it was a doc made by like the media, I'm with you. But this is like Kraft.
No. It was made by Apple TV, but without Kraft's
who's in it, like
blessing.
speaking.
No, what? Let me look. It's a 10-part docuseries that everyone in New England sees as Bob Kraft taking a hatchet to all things Bill Belichick. And Belichick has never said word one about Kraft that would give you any indication that they have problems. Not a word. So Bob Kraft evidently said, and this is the quote that evidently got to Belichick, quote, I gave up a number 1 draft pick for a coach that had only won a little over 40% of his games to get him out. This is the Dudes on Dudes podcast with Gronk and Edelman.
Is that a fake podcast name or a real podcast
real, baby.
name?
Man, that is so real, and I would have guessed fake. Quote, I don't know if there are any Jets fans here. I think Bill Belichick to come to the Patriots in 1999 was a big risk, and I got hammered in the Boston area, but he was with us for 24 years. So Belichick responds in a statement to ESPN. Why would he respond to this? Like, why would this be the thing? Big risk. I took a big risk. Like, you don't object to a 10-part docuseries publicly that changes the entire history, but now he says that he took a big risk on you, and here is where you send a statement to ESPN. Quote, as I told Robert multiple times through the years. That's a statement, okay? Wait a minute, Pablo, you're an expert here. Is this Bill doing it or is this Jordan? Who's doing this?
Well, continue the quote and I'll tell you by the end.
All right. As I told Robert multiple times through the years, I took a big risk. By taking the New England Patriots head coaching job. I already had an opportunity to be the head coach of the New York Jets, but the ownership situation was unstable. I have been warned by multiple previous Patriots coaches, as well as other members of our other NFL organizations and the media, that the New England job was going to come with many internal obstacles. I made it clear that we would have to change the way the team was managed to regain the previously attained success. What do you make of that, Pablo?
That smells like Air Jordan. Listen, the whole thing with Jordan and what she does is that she represents Bill Belichick's personal interests, right? Not UNC. That's allegedly the case. This is the definition of personal interest. That is the definition of, like, I've been keeping receipts on you and I've been ready. The thing that I don't know if I have said clearly enough, but you guys' conversations back and forth here reminds me, is that the 10-part Belichick documentary thing, which is real, by the way, Don Van Natta at ESPN did incredible reporting showing how this was actually Belichick in the behind-the-scenes production capacity, like basically having the IP to this. It was almost definitionally Bill Belichick's project, but Robert Kraft's project. Excuse me, Robert Kraft's project. Bill Belichick was blindsided by that. So this was a Robert Kraft project that Belichick did not know about. What Belichick did, though, is that he sat for it. So Belichick's in the document that Robert Kraft has the intellectual property rights to per Don Van Nano's reporting, which is all to say that when Bill Belichick is embracing Jordan Hudson as his media protector, as his shield against bad PR, part of the reason he's doing it is because he got burned by Bob Kraft. Like, this is all connected. So that was part of the origin story of why did Belichick turn on even his own publishing company? Why did he turn on his media partners? Why did he become so distrustful? It's because a very paranoid person, and we know Belichick to be paranoid when he was with Kraft, became even more paranoid because of Kraft on the way out. And that quote is now a public glimpse into the way that Bill Belichick has been feeling with Jordan Hudson for quite a while now.
Can we talk for a second, though, about the thought behind this? Like, think about what we're talking about here. It's a slow time in sports. You just made your way out of the news cycle, even though this cretin is chasing you from Airbnb to Airbnb, looking into your bedroom and peering in the.
Oh, me! You're looking at me. I was like, who's the cretin else? Who else is on this show?
This prize-winning, this award-winning cretin here has kept you in the news, and
that's also on my tombstone. Award-winning cretin.
and everyone is telling Belichick just go away for a while. Just make all of this go away for a while. For him to send a statement to ESPN,
man,
what now? You're gonna do it.
That is the Jordan Hudson difference. It really is. Like, again, Belichick wins when he says nothing. He loses when he says stuff. Why is he saying stuff? I have reported exhaustively, I think, one thesis as to why that is. But you're totally right. It's an own goal that makes him look smaller than he needs to be because, frankly, the whole thing is like Bob Kraft trying to also weirdly praise Bill Belichick in the first place, right? It was like if anything, yes, it was a backhanded compliment, but it was a compliment. Like, he's proud of hiring Belichick. It was a risk. And of course, through Jordan Hudson and Bill Belichick's collective lens, that is now a slight that must be reckoned with because we will not be criticized anymore. That the days of old Bill are done. This is a new era. And so here we are.
Can we just talk about this for a second? No matter who you are, I give you the success that Bill Belichick has had for the last quarter century. A success with someone else as your boss that you're reporting to. You quietly eat a 10-part documentary that puts the blame for any failures of winning one championship every 3 years while you were the coach squarely at your feet again and again and again. Would you all not want to make comment on that? Would you all not want to rebut that in your own way? Wouldn't that be the most human thing in the world? The idea that the umbrage was taken to, I took a big risk on Bill Belichick, who I will remind people was the Jets coach, but he resigned on a napkin. He was a big risk. He was, because look at his personality. He was a problem. You couldn't make him the face and voice of a team in New York because he wasn't going to sell shit for you. Like, he was a big risk. For a big risk to be the insult and not a 10-part documentary makes no sense to me.
Well, that's where it's kind of like one of those, you guys go to like carnivals and stuff where there's that game where it's like a bunch of coins that pile up and they pile up and they pile up. And the whole thing is that at some point you drop a coin that becomes the thing that pushes all of them.
I always get sucked into that game.
I love that game. It's one of my favorites.
I'm going to get so many coins.
Yeah. Jordan Hudson is basically now that game for Bill Belichick where the slights drop in and at a rate we've never seen before, it's jackpot. It's like, oh, yes, this is the time we got to speak. Now is the time. Now the noises are going off, right? Like, now we got to deal with this. So it's, Dan, it's not merely one thing in a vacuum. It's the accumulation of everything as reminded by the person who I continue to report feeds a PR strategy that is so opposite to what Bill Belichick's discipline used to be.
I've got a legitimate question for all of you based on what Pablo just said there, because it is one of my favorite things to see or find in an old-timey arcade, and I will say it's been my experience with gambling all my life. I see a bunch of coins there. I put mine in thinking I will get more coins, and then I leave with no coins.
There's a 20 there, almost dangling over the edge.
The machine has all my coins, but I've been complaining lately to you guys that nobody takes cash anymore. I told you the other day that I had a woman say to me, holding up a nickel, "What's this worth?" And so a coin is, are these coin machine games still, they can't be something that's still being made if the penny costs more than a nickel to make and Trump's talking about eliminating the penny.
I haven't seen that game. Like the one you're talking about now has been moved. It's like headphones now. Like you can win headphones in those type of things.
Even worse, all of these games in like Vegas are just like all electronic digital. So you can't even like really necessarily know if it's just computer code telling you won or lost versus like.
So let me.
I like the one with the light going around in a circle, and you got to stop it at the right time.
Oh, I'm good at that one too.
Yeah.
Can you guys pretend that we're talking to an audience that has no earthly idea the game that we're talking about with the coins for a moment? Because I'm guessing that perhaps a generation does not know this game.
We don't want them as listeners if they don't know that game.
Yeah.
Okay, I do. So don't you use the we the way you'd like to in France. Leave me out of it. No, that's fine, but don't speak with me.
We
about
Manor
your
folk
we.
don't want them here.
Okay,
right, Pablo?
That's right.
How?
That's right.
You know what I want though from you is to describe that game.
Me?
Yes, thank you.
It's a game where there's a light that goes around. You have to hit a button, and then if it stops right in front of where the button is, you win all the tickets in the world.
Okay.
And if you get just outside of it, you get like 4 tickets.
Yeah.
We've got a penalty, 5 minutes. Major asshole.
Not helpful.
That's a different game.
In any way. How would you explain the game to people, Zaslow? Because it is one of my favorites, but I want the audio audience to have a new experience with this game.
There's a okay, so there's like a flat surface with all of the coins or the chips, and you put your coin in, and it lands in an area which is open, and there's like a mechanism that kind of pushes back and forth the coins, and if your coin lands in the right place, it'll be a domino effect where your coin will then push the coins all the way up front, and they all come out to you.
They don't, though. You lose them all, and it's all optical illusion. And the coins are pushed by what? Is that like a bulldozer type of thing?
Yeah. It's like a platform that pushes in and out, over and over again. And it's kind of it's a cousin. It's a more mechanical version of like trying to throw a ring on the top of like a milk jug or whatever, like that game.
There's this game has trapdoors, by the way. I watched a video on how it works. So like if you see them, sometimes they have like a lip that goes out on the side, and those lips have things on them too. And you're like, wow, look at this. This is extra stuff that looks like it's dangling and can fall. And then underneath that, there's slots. So when it pushes it forward, they're actually falling off the side into a box underneath it where they're just catching all of your quarters. So you're not actually... It looks like it's going to come down because there's all these extra quarters, but they're falling off the sides where you can't see it, where it's being covered by something.
Wasn't he supposed to leave?
The rules don't work on Wild Willy Wednesday.
I'll go. You guys can talk about things you don't know about. That's fine.
You don't have to go. On Wild Willy Wednesday, the rules don't apply.
In the manor, there is no penalty box.
We need more trapdoors. We can all agree.
The rules don't apply to you on
Manor,
Wednesday.
there's dungeons.
That's right.
And studies.
And trapdoors. You want a trapdoor? Come to our manor.
Oh, I love a trapdoor.
You pull a book out, all of a sudden there's a new room popping out.
Yeah, false walls left and right.
There's a candelabra.
Opulence.
What? You want people tilling your fields?
Opulence.
Tilling.
You guys want to see if you want to get the timing right on that?
You want people tilling your fields?
Opulence.
The sound is in it.
Let's see if you can get the time right.
You want people tilling your fields?
Opulence.
Is there a reason, Pablo, that your promotion for the podcast episode that you have dropping tomorrow is a flimsy sort of saying, and we've got a thing that might happen tomorrow? Like the way that you promoted that
that wasn't the best.
Empty.
Well, it's because I don't want to signal. Because look, I am doing stories other people are doing. I don't want people to know that I'm doing the thing that'll come out tomorrow before it comes out. I want to preserve my competitive advantage to beat other people to what I think is a punch. So, I want to avoid trap doors that I've set for myself. So I'm going to be strategically boring on purpose this time.
You think other people are trying to get to your bird watching story? Like that there are competitive journalists trying to elbow you out of the way on your stories about bird watching?
Well, that one there should be. That was a giant L for the rest of the journalism world, competitive bird watching. A guy saw 10,000 birds. Then another guy saw 10,000 birds. Did both of them really see 10,000 birds? That's a lot of birds.
I like the one. I like the one where you smoke all the athletes' weed.
That was a good one.
Pablo Torre Finds Out is the name of the podcast. It's doing the work no one else is doing. Thank you, Pablo. We look forward to The Thing coming out tomorrow, whatever it is that is. You're being boring on purpose in promoting it. That seems not the best way to do things in 2025. You keep trying to do it on merit, though. We'll see if it gets you anywhere.
I would never say this to him publicly, but I think I'm going to check the Malik Beasley one out.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
Is he still here?
What?
Pablo?
He sold it? Wait a minute. He correctly sold something?
I've been fooled by Tony before.
There's no way. But Tony,
it's like an hour, Tony. Are you
Pablo,
sure? Like
he should have won. He should have won Sixth Man of the Year last year.
He also said he was
going
to watch Jacob Mizorowski last night.
Oh,
did you?
He came on so late.
Let me hit this elevator for
Got
you.
the baby.
Right, go ahead.
He came in the 8th inning and Tony
was asleep.
No, but
Oh, I forgot. There's also an amazing shot at Miami Heat legend Duncan Robinson by the guy who's at the center of this moose. It just comes out of nowhere. It's great. I forgot about that part.
Pablo,
a lot of Miami Heat stuff in this one.
For as many people who love what you're doing, do you find a whole lot of people with short attention spans at a time when we can, empirically say that the young male is trending in a direction away from your long-form journalism? Do you find a lot of objections to you going and doing this work that is highfalutin?
I feel like the market opportunity is so vastly tilted in favor of short attention span stuff. It's on the phrase. It's on my
See you later,
sentence.
Pablo.
Look, you want dudes? I got dudes on dudes too. I got dudes on dudes on dudes
What?
sometimes.
All right.
Watching that.
Please
How many goodbyes?
tell the world my story.
You get a Magic Johnstone.
Self-important cretin. Get him out of here. Pablo Torre Finds Out is the name of the podcast. How many times are we going to say goodbye to him?
Award-winning cretin, Dan.
That too. Please tell the world my story.
Seriously, though, subscribe to my story.
Enough.
He's got to be careful in New York, Dan.
I said
King of New
good
York
day,
is
sir.
Mello.
That's what I'm saying.
He came after Mello. Why did Mello?
Don't do that.
Why did Mello take us stray? In
Do
the
not
latest
walk in
Pablo Torre
Dykeman. I
Finds
promise
Out?
you, don't walk in Dykeman, Pablo.
I'm just reporting. How is
he still here?
Right? I have to defend my legal standing, my freedom as a citizen. You guys are now besmirching me with various bits of slander.
Billy accused you of trying to ruin Carmelo Anthony.
No, I just pointed out that he dapped up courtside a co-conspirator allegedly of Jonte Porter. Okay, that sounds pretty bad. I'm gonna go now.
It's a dap.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave.
It's a
This is not helping
dap.
me.
It's a dap. That doesn't count for anything. What does
He's
that
mellow.
mean?
Everybody daps
it's
him
not-
up.
It's not an incriminatory dap.
Your Honor, I just love dapping strangers up.
Did you just kill a cockroach? What?
I don't know.
What did you just
Spilled
kill?
water
Spilled
everywhere.
water.
A little water.
Just a bunch of electrical
Water.
wires. No big
Please
deal.
tell the world my story, Pablo says, as if shouting from the bottom of a well.
Ash.
He just won with Jeremy Tashi.
Because Jeremy was an alleged journalist last night. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Jeremy, who is an up-and-comer in the broadcasting game and is someone who has now journalistic credentials around, literal credentials around the Heat and the Marlins. Yesterday he was hosting, and this is one of the great things, Stugotz, this time of year. We get it so infrequently around here in South Florida. But South Florida has always done this well. The rest of the country always makes fun of, you guys don't care about that sports that much. You're bandwagon people. All right. Many of us are. Not everyone is. The loyalists are super loyal. But Miami does the bandwagon better than anybody. Miami does. Everyone now show up for the party. And so you have, stunningly, a hockey arena in the Everglades. Surrounded by airboats and alligators, filled with people to do the wave, watching the game on television. And at the Heat, across the street from us last night, Jeremy Tessier is watching the end of that game with a lot of people who are excited. And Stugotz, I'm getting a lot of this. Jimmy was out of bounds, and it ended up being a 3. That was a goaltend ref culture win. Okay, whatever. Tell it to the people who were yelling and screaming around Jeremy.
How about this? 1-1, we're coming home.
Okay, who's we?
Yeah, I took the Heat in 5. Anyone else?
He's right.
All right, the Knicks are watching this like everybody
2
else.
rounds ago.
It was a long time ago, understandably. Here's Jeremy Tessier not being a journalist while covering, again, an arena filled with people, but no players or athletes were there.
You're catching us right now as the Miami Heat have just won Game 2 of the NBA Finals. You can see that this crowd here is hoisting babies into the air. This crowd is ready from the moment this game started, and it has continued here as the Miami Heat have just upset the Denver Nuggets. We've got fans going crazy. We're high-fiving. Everybody's ready for an unbelievable night right here in Miami. The Kaseya Center was ready for a great night from the jump, as this energy around the entire lower bowl was electric from the moment this game started until the moment it ended. As we pan out to the rest of the crowd, you can see the entire lower bowl going absolutely crazy to end this game. The Miami Heat have just won it as Jamal Murray's shot has not gone in. I cannot believe what I've witnessed around me. There were moments in the fourth quarter where I couldn't hear myself think. I don't even know if you can hear me on the microphone. What a night at the Kaseya Center as the Miami Heat take their first game, their first win in Denver, and I know that this crowd right here is ready for an unbelievable party Wednesday night, Game 3 here in the Heat's house. Guys, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Oh, my gosh. Jeremy Tessier doing that on 1 tank of oxygen.
Not a single breath taken. He was like one of those free divers that go down for 20 minutes at the bottom of the ocean. It was a record. And if you're listening just by audio and not watching, what you didn't see in that noise is there were 11 actual babies tossed in the air. Just infants.
Seems
that were
reckless.
It does. But hey, it's Game 2.
Right.
Wait till Game 7 of this thing.
Right.
11 babies, a fetus.
It's not going 7. I said 5.
That's right.
You did mention that.
Yeah.
The energy was actually insane. I don't remember any of that. I feel like I blacked out as that happened. It sounded like I was losing my voice. I wasn't losing my voice. I literally was just unhinged. I don't remember it. It was really amazing.
You blacked out. Excellent work by you, blacking out as a impartial observer of games.
Well, you can't be impartial if you're holding a microphone that says Heat TV.
My job
Right.
is sales
and
in that.
high-fiving.
You're
people.
emceeing.
Yeah.
Emceeing is really sales.
I'm
right?
there.
Yeah.
I'm there to make sure everybody's ready to be at games 3 and 4. I'm there to make sure that everybody is ready to be at the road rally. Bally Sports, the heart of the fan.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju, at Batard Show. Would the Zeller minutes look the same if you replaced him with a newborn giraffe?
Or that newborn baby that was being hoisted into the air.
The giraffe would just be more distracting. I feel like we'd have more success.
No, Zeller's plenty distracting.
Porter
He's right
Jr.
now.
would be like, why is there a giraffe on the court?
No. Listen to me. Zeller is a strong human being. He is a big human being. And when he starts balling around there.
I can't take my eyes off of him.
Well, no, nobody can. Nobody can. Jokic, you're hoping to distract Jokic. It's dangerous. It's like having a wrecking ball just move through the court, but it's like on a hinge that's not safe, and it's just swinging through, and you got to be careful because every once in a while they'll put one in with an offensive rebound, but everyone be careful because it might fly into the stands. The Zeller minutes are amazing. Yeah. They're a joy to watch.
Oh. Ever since Tony pointed it out, those black shoes, they don't
it's
help.
The hair or lack of hair too. It's kind of disturbing.
No, it's also the mask, or just again. I've mentioned that it should be a retainer, a wire that runs outside of his mouth. It's just
like
all
ear to ear
that could impale someone.
And if not for a Theragun, that could be Dwayne Dedman.
Jeremy becomes Jeremy.
Okay, so we got a bear here stumbling around. You see that mirror to the left? He's like, oh, this is weird. There's a lot of weird stuff here. Oh, my God. I just saw myself. He's like, get out of here. So that's how I imagine a bear would react if they saw Jeremy in the woods.
But that's what they would do to me.
It's really screwed up to do that to a bear, honestly. He's just like not expecting, just like having a nice stroll.
Right.
And just, we'll watch it one more time. This is good fun. Good, clean fun right here.
It really is.
He's just like, oh, my God.
And then he's going,
he was definitely
what a good-looking bear.
Definitely scarred from that for a few months.
Who puts a mirror in the woods?
It's weird.
That's my question.
How did it get there?
It was probably for the internet video. They probably did that on purpose.
Yeah, but you're messing with bears. I mean,
it's not right.
Leave the bear alone.
Who would do something for the internet visually like that with a bear?
Imagine that. What are the chances there was a camera right in front of it, too? Jeez. Small world.
Greg, it was interesting. A bunch of people agreed. Now, you had a weekend where the Eagles lost, the Niners lost, so no more undefeated teams. 72 Dolphins could celebrate. But a lot of people saying the Dolphins were the best team in the NFL through 6 weeks. And so I know you're impressed with the offense. Hawk was in here yesterday, Andrew Hawkins, Tomahawk Podcast. He said that Tyreek Hill is the best player, non-quarterback division, in the NFL. And I agree with him. The Dolphins are overwhelming. I'm not certain they're not the best team in the NFL right now, Greg.
I think they are at this minute. They're an underdog in Philadelphia, but only by 2.5 points, which is very interesting. Definitely they have the best offense. I think it's the best offense in Dolphins history. And when I write that, I get a lot of criticism. Too soon. What about this? What about that? Look, the Dolphins won Super Bowls with Larry Zonka because they ran the ball better than anybody and barely passed. They were as exciting as ever and broke NFL records with Dan Marino because they passed the ball like nobody else, but they didn't have a great running game.
Right.
Now they're doing both. They can run the ball like crazy. They lead the league in rushing. Raheem Mostert has 11 touchdowns in 6 games. And Tua is everything they thought he would be when they drafted him number 5 ahead of Herbert. Tua is the favorite in the MVP odds right now.
Should be.
With great reason.
Yep.
And I just think this is the most dynamic, well-balanced, inventive, exciting offense I've ever had.
Can we end the debate between Herbert and Tua?
Yes.
Is it officially over?
Wow.
Yes.
Someone's making a noise. Where's the noise coming from? Nah, Tony's not ready.
Yeah.
Can we see Justin Herbert without Brandon Staley? At that point, maybe with a better coach, I'd be intrigued.
We're going to ask that question about Justin Herbert for his whole career, right?
Yes.
We're just going to keep asking, like, oh, but what if he was with a better coach?
Oh, always.
He has the most unbelievable weapons, too.
Just like now, C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young are always going to be compared throughout their career.
But Herbert's been in the league, 4 years? And if Staley gets fired and he gets a new coach, it will be his 3rd coach in 5 years.
No, it's a shame for him. He's a really great quarterback, but I guess it's the way that we're constantly doing these comparisons between the two of them when one of them is not only winning, but breaking all of these records statistically and having a spectacular season. Obviously, like, the system has something to do with that. It would be crazy to say that it's not Mike McDaniel in some capacity. But also, different quarterbacks fit in different systems, different ways, and Justin Herbert has his flaws that maybe wouldn't work if he was just in the system. I think there's so many people saying, oh, well, if Herbert was in Tua's spot, it would be even better. I have no reason to believe that's the case.
I have something that's probably not popular, especially down here in Miami.
Oh, boy.
Dolphins offenses have ruined football for me. Like, I can't watch a football game that's not the Dolphins.
It's done the exact opposite for me.
I just can't.
Made football amazing.
Like, I'm watching. No, it's great, but I'm saying it's ruined the rest of football for me. Like, I can't watch just a single game that's not the Dolphins. Like, if I tune in, it's the 3rd quarter. It's like, I don't know, 14-9 or something, I can't watch it. I'm
The
like, this is
Patriots
boring.
option doesn't do it.
Well,
for
I'm
you?
like, why can't you guys just score? I don't understand. Like, why does it take you so long to score? Why can't you just score in 3 plays in 45 seconds? Like, what's going on
They
here?
spoiled you.
This doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. Is that what Iowa's like? I can't imagine watching Iowa football.
No, we don't score that much.
That's crazy. Why
Billy,
not?
they won a game 15-6 over the weekend.
But why don't you just try having everyone go in motion
You
and
guys should
throwing
score
the
more.
ball? Yeah, why don't you just score more? Just get all the fast players in
Get
the
those
country.
tight ends running early.
Yeah, why can't you just do that? I don't get it.
There have been so many seasons in the past, so many Dolphins seasons in the past, where if they're behind 14-0 in the first quarter,
right,
the crowd is leaving. Everybody's giving up.
The game is over.
The game is over.
Tua was laughing on the sideline after they scored the second touchdown, and I'm like, whoa.
Right.
Because I thought they were going to come back, but I'm like, I don't know.
That's
We're just-
supreme confidence.
He
You
was
know what?
smiling after the second touchdown on the sideline.
When they were behind 14-0, they were still, you know how the odds update now? Christopher pointed this out to me. I didn't know it. When they're down 14-0, they're still a minus 200 favorite to win the game. There was no doubt. And it wasn't just because Carolina sucks, which it does.
Right.
It's because the Dolphins' offense is, until somebody proves otherwise, almost unstoppable.
And like 5 years ago, we were watching Jay Cutler throw passes to Devontae Parker.
Right.
Like that was supposed to be the height of excitement of the Dolphins offense since Dan Marino.
Yeah, amazing.
And now it's this.
So this is the best offense. That's saying a lot considering Marino, Clayton, Duper, and that offense.
And here's some Shakespeare, as
All right.
done by the Dan Lebitard Show with Stugotz. We've stolen the exclamation point officially from Get Up. It's put after the word show.
So this is Act 1, Scene 2 of Macbeth. The stage instructions are: a camp near Fours. Alarm within. Enter Duncan, Malcolm, Donalbain, Lennox with attendants, meeting a bleeding sergeant.
I don't even know what that means.
Jessica, you will play the role.
All right, so wait, can we set the scene? Thank you, Mike. Can we set the scene, Mike, from high school? Can you give Chris Cody his motivation on, because he didn't even understand what Whittingham.
Am I happy?
Like what?
Am I like,
Sergeant is
distressed?
bleeding.
What,
Okay.
In what
You're
condition does the distressed?
Bullets, good.
Okay, very good. Good confidence there. Let's have the music that
yep.
we need, Shakespearean music, and let's see if we can find our note here.
What bloody man is that? He can report, as seemeth by his plight of the revolt, the new estate.
This is the sergeant, who like a good and hardy soldier fought gainst my captivity. Hail, brave friend! Say to the king the knowledge of the broil, as thou didst leave it.
Start of the day, it is the start of the day. Start of the day, it is the start of the day. Start of the day, it is the start of the day. Start of the day, it is the start of the day.
Stat of the day is presented by Miller Lite.
Per @RealShelfie on Twitter of John Boy Media,
What did
Kyle
it say?
Schwarber has homered in the AL wildcard game, the NL wildcard game, the NLDS, the ALDS, the NLCS, the ALCS, the World Series, the World Baseball Classic Championship, and now the All-Star Game swing-off.
What do you think he's proudest of those?
That once upon a time, baseball's all-time home run record was 138, and he has more than that.
Jazz is like 40 away from tying it.
I bet on Jazz in the home run derby.
Oh.
No, you pissed away your money.
You got
plus,
a problem.
plus 140.
Mister, I kept
Plus
my own
140?
swing going.
Did you see him afterwards just being like, oh, I tried to hit home runs, but while keeping my swing? Where, it's a myth that you get bad after the home run derby.
Except for Bobby Abreu.
Last
Bobby
year,
Abreu.
both guys that were the finalists, their OPSs were better the second half.
It did happen to Bobby Abreu.
It's just
though.
him.
It
But we
was
all
him.
remember
Which
it.
is like how long ago?
I should say Jazz Chisholm was plus 140 to hit more than 20 in the first round, not to win the whole thing.
I was going to say plus
Yes,
140, really
yes.
good
Did
odds.
anyone?
That's a lot.
really
Did you
bad
know
odds.
the new rules?
I did know the new rules.
40
but
pitches, 20 home runs. That's quick math.
I did it
one
with
every other pitch.
I did it with Caminero too, and I won that one. So, but he barely.
I bet on Wood to win, and he went first, and I was like, 16 is not going to cut it.
I want to get to what Zaslow said coming in here today because he asked a question I have not heard anyone ask before. It was jarring to me to hear it. He says, "Does Caitlin Clark stink?"
Fair question.
No, it's not a fair question. It's not a fair question. Does Caitlin Clark stink? I think she's hurt. Dan,
if I told you a player is shooting 37% from the floor this year and 28% from three, it's a fair question. Do they stink?
All right. You think it's a fair question. I'm going to bring in an expert and a champion, by the way. I have breaking news here. Gold-Onwude is a championship ring-wearing, Emmy-winning broadcaster for the New York Liberty. They have given her or they're about to give her a ring. You do not have a ring yet, correct?
Not, but I remember I was on the show before and we talked about would I get a ring with the New York Liberty official. I got a call from the team's CEO and leader and president yesterday. I'm going to get a ring for the championship last season.
Look at that. Is it a Fugazi ring? Is it like third tier, second tier, fourth tier? No, this is what we were talking about.
I know you're not talking about me.
This is what we were talking about last time. Which tier do you get? Have you asked which tier you get?
Oh my gosh, I feel like that would be so rude to even care or ask about the tier. I'm so thankful just to get one. Like, this is the historic first ever championship in New York Liberty history since the beginning of the league. 28 years it took. This is one of the historic first ever franchises of the WNBA. And if we're talking New York City basketball history, this championship for New York City pro basketball, we've been waiting 50 plus years for it. I'm thankful to have a ring, just to get a shot at a ring. I'm so excited.
Roz.
I'm from New York.
Roz, from one champion broadcaster to another. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Do you wear your ring?
Come on, Roz. When we go out to weddings, bar mitzvahs, nice events, of course I wear one of my rings. I don't wear them both. That'd be really gaudy, not necessarily appropriate. I wear one of them. Yes, of course.
Okay, Mike, I'm getting size tonight. So tonight I'm working the New York Liberty versus Indiana Fever game. They're going to size me tonight. And my biggest question is, what finger should I wear the ring on?
Probably the ring finger.
What if I get married?
Your right ring.
Your right ring. Gotta go panky.
You got two hands.
Panky.
That's true.
So what have you thought about when and where and how you're going to wear it? Have you given this some thought?
I still think it's the cutest if you make like a little necklace out of it or something. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Look at that. You allowed us to make that.
Zaz, you wear yours as a necklace? Or?
No.
The group didn't have a good reaction to her putting it on a necklace.
Not a good idea, Roz.
And so all of us.
I love it.
Well, we're not exactly fashionable people, though.
Here's the issue with wearing it on a necklace. High yankability, right? You're in New York
very
City.
true.
You're walking around. You're hanging out. Somebody sees that. What do you mean? Do you wear a chain?
No.
Do you wear a chain?
No, he's right.
Okay, buddy.
No, that's fair.
Buddy,
In New York too.
You gotta be worried of the chain snatchers.
Yes.
People snatch any chain they see.
You know about Debo?
Thank you.
Debo,
Thank you. Obviously, he doesn't, Zaz.
You
got my
do
point.
not
The point for
hang
game
out
night.
in chain snatching scenarios.
Miami is a chain snatching city.
Not where you live.
I actually think that's really high level common sense and
Thank
good
you.
advice, especially for a girl roaming the streets of New
Thank
York.
you.
Somebody might try to catch me slipping. Although I don't think I'm wearing the championship ring like on the subway on the way from like Bed-Stuy to Queens or something.
But you never know.
Roz, if you have any champion broadcaster questions, you come to me.
Oh, absolutely. What should I be considering? The pressure's on now. I mean, I think it raises the pressure now that they've given me a ring.
Well, you got to stay sharp. I mean, I looked at that pressure right in the eye, and I won myself another ring the very next year. So
Won myself.
Back to back.
Yeah.
So for me now, just only because you brought up multiple rings,
Yeah.
this would be my third championship ring because I have two with the Warriors.
It's a ring off.
All right. Well. All right. So you're in the
I think
game.
more importantly, I feel like my teams win.
Seems like you should consult with her, Zaz. Bigger winner than you.
I got under control.
Tony, I'm really sorry, okay, that you gave
Apology accepted.
really sound practical advice, and yet you deserve nothing there in terms of getting your chain-ripping credentials snatched from you by Billy, but it's Wild Willie Wednesday.
He lives in Killian.
And so
No, I don't. Mike does.
You have to eat that. You have to eat that for no good reason. You gave her great advice because she was about to do something that would have lost her that ring.
Yeah, of course.
And
You put
then
on a chain. Somebody walks around and sees a massive chain with a ton of diamonds, and you say, "Oh, let me just."
No, but and I'm guessing. I don't know if you'd be wearing it every day on a necklace, but if you're wearing it to a gala or something, now you're chasing a chain snatcher in heels, or like you got no shot. You got no shot.
Who's going to steal a ring from you at a gala? What kind of gala
That's what
is
I'm
this?
saying.
That's what I've
He's
been
saying
asking.
on the
Gala's
way
supposed to
to
be
said
elegant.
gala.
Leave the gala.
If the only time that we're wearing
this
it
is
are
Ocean's
weddings
8 or
and bar
something.
mitzvahs, then you're not going to
Weddings
have to
and
worry
bar
about it.
mitzvahs. I'd like to believe those two spaces are very safe, and that's where we said we're rocking rings.
Look what happened to Bruce Wayne's parents. Walking outside of a play, all of a sudden, bam, gone.
That's how it happens.
That's how it happens.
too.
No, I rescind. I want to walk back on putting my ring on a necklace. I think that's a bad idea. After listening to the whole group here discuss it, I agree.
In the Wayne family scenario, when they were trying to go back to the Wayne family manor, the ring being on their finger or on their neck really wouldn't have made a difference.
I mean, you could get if somebody really wanted to rob you, they could chop my finger off.
That is true.
That's happened, by the way.
Whoa.
So when thinking of which finger to size, think of which finger you would miss the least.
These are the kinds of considerations that I come to you guys for.
I don't
Thank
know
you.
why you would take advice from this group on anything. No one's
important.
more surprised than I am
Wear
that
chains.
Tony gave you great advice there. Zaz came in today saying, asking the question, and now doubling down on it being a fair question. Go ahead, ask Roz.
Roz, how can you be?
No, ask her.
Oh,
Just
straight up. Yo, Roz, Caitlin Clark stink?
No, she doesn't think she's hurt. And she's been playing through this season. I think she's missed like 9 or 10 games now. She's had now a quad injury on one leg, then a groin injury on another leg. And last night she injured the other groin, left the game in tears. She had just returned and had been, just hasn't looked like herself all season. Guys, for context, she's still putting up very impressive numbers. It's her efficiency that's down. She's shooting like 28% from three, 30-something from the field. Her turnovers, her mistakes are up. And she just looks frustrated all season. And I feel like here's the real tough question. So she comes back. She's from missing games. She hasn't looked good. She tweaks it last night. Tonight, she's supposed to be in a back-to-back game. So they played that big game in Boston at TD Garden against the Sun. They sold it out. Anything Caitlin does is sold out. Back-to-back, she's supposed to come to Barclays. It's sold out, waiting for Caitlin to take on the defending champs of the Liberty. It's the last game before the All-Star break. The very next day, they would go back to Indianapolis, where they're hosting All-Star Weekend. She's supposed to be in the three-point contest. It's her home city for her team. She's the star of the show. I think if she continues to participate, there's a lot of pressure for that. But if she does that, I don't think that that's going to help the overall team mission in going as far as they can. Caitlin's got to get healthy.
Roz, I think she's towing a little bit of a dangerous line right now because you see last night, you got the back and forth with the referee, yelling to the referee, grow up. And the brother is commenting on Twitter about the officiating. And she complains. Now, granted, the WNBA officiating seems to be kind of lousy, but she does a lot of complaining.
Temper tantrums, body language, these seem fair criticisms. People will tire of this.
Yeah. Dan, you're right. Those are fair criticisms of Caitlin Clark in the sense that since college, over a body of work, she emotes. She complains. She wears all her emotions on her sleeve. Notoriously, we remember her banging the basketball on her head or her father in the stands telling her to stop it in college. It's also carried over in the WNBA. I mean, I also think she looks frustrated, like with herself, with the injury, with the refereeing, which has been a talking point in the WNBA all season long. And Coach White has also talked about the fact that, like a Stephen Curry has been, like similar kind of shooter players and attention-getting players, Caitlin's getting held all game, pulled. There's a lot of contact, and she's wearing thin on it. Her body's starting to fall apart. So I think on one hand, it's a fair criticism. You need to hold her accountable. I do think Caitlin, over the course of her career, if she's really gonna become, I don't know. I think she does have to work on her body language and improve how she handles her emotions and making sure that it never takes away from the momentum of the game and the team. But I also think that there's been a lot of great players where that fire fuels them and they walk that line, so that's going to be her constant riddle to figure out. But it's not positive, the body language on the court. And, there are times where she's flailing and kind of flopping and on the floor a lot. She's in the mix a lot. Caitlin's in the mix. And players are coming at her like, Caitlin be talking her mess. Caitlin's on the court talking, all sorts of stuff. But I do think, I like seeing a complex character as a star player. I personally enjoy that. She's not perfect, and I want to see how this whole thing plays out.
Well, let me ask the group how it would think Caitlin Clark would feel about the officiating in that sport stinking. The amount of pressure that's on her, the amount of pressure that's on her from peers who want to bury her. And it's the height of competition. I don't even know how much fun it is to be her right now if you're hurt trying to do some of this stuff. But if the officiating is objectively, empirically bad, and you're Caitlin Clark, you're supposed to just eat that? Like, you're supposed to just keep eating it? Like, keep politely going over and saying, well, you missed that one. And you missed it when your body's breaking. When she's telling you your body's breaking down because they're awfully physical with you. I mean, I've got national media clucking about protect poor Caitlin. Protect her. She can't be bullied like this. Her body's going to break down if you beat her up and the officiating's bad. So who wouldn't be emotional in that spot?
The emotion I saw from Caitlin at the end of last game yesterday was actually I saw frustration. I saw anger, but at the end, she was crying. She left the court tearing up. Like, at the very end of the game, mind you, Caitlin shot poorly the whole game. She was 1 for 7 from 3. She only had 14 points. But guess what? In winning time, in the fourth quarter, I think she had 9 of her 14 points in the fourth quarter. She finished the game with 7 rebounds, 8 assists, something like that. Like, the girl is still making it happen. But at the very end, she tweaked the right groin, and the emotion we saw from her was like she was tearing up. And what I thought I saw there was just it's a culmination of the whole season. Like, I'm hurt again. Just, it's a lot. And she's carrying a lot. And guys, I can't stress enough the conundrum that's coming up with All-Star Weekend here. Between me and you, my thoughts are there's no way we're going to see Caitlin tonight playing the New York Liberty in a back-to-back. That's my thoughts, which, by the way, we're on the broadcast. I'm sure everybody's going to have a heart attack.
That is between you and me. It's just between you and me. Nobody. It's just between you and me. We won't tell anybody. We won't tell anybody. It's just between us.
I mean, that hasn't been announced or anything, but my common sense, if I'm a GM looking at my franchise player and we're thinking about this actual season and it's a back-to-back, and then we got All-Star Weekend and she's supposed to be in the three-point contest, I almost wish that this three-point contest wasn't in Indy and that there wasn't so much pressure on her to have to be in it, because remember out of the Olympic and All-Star break last season, she didn't play in the Olympics. She had all that time to rest and be out of the limelight. She came out and crushed everyone. She came out and was just prolific in the second half of the season. This is not the same scenario. This All-Star break, anyone on the Indiana Fever, they're going to be in the center of a circus and attention, and even participating in that three-point contest. It's almost the only way she could win is if she wins. And even that might take away from her health. She may not perform well. She's shooting terribly from 3 all season. She's clearly not healthy. Her legs, the explosion, both groins are messed up, her quad and hamstring. I don't know. If the goal is to make a solid playoff run, Caitlin might need to not only sit out tonight's game, but maybe sit out All-Star and just get healthy, as long as that takes. And that's just tough.
It's so weird, Dan, because like Ross says, she's shooting terrible from 3 all season long, 28%. Of course, that is true. She's actually incredible at home shooting from 3. Because on the year, this is not fake. She's 2 for 35 from 3 on the road this year, which would tell you she's amazing at home.
But it feels like the worst of Trae Young when you're like, oh, that can't win when it's shooting from the perimeter that poorly.
2 for 35.
Yeah, and to add more color to this, even for maybe the casual fan listening at home too, like in general, this Indiana Fever season, it's been bumpy. It's been tumultuous. Like coming into the year, they crushed free agency. They had all these big names coming in, and people were saying they're a contender. They could win the championship. Let me tell you how it's gone at the first half of the season. It's literally the girls have been fighting. Like they were fighting on the court. So like that's one thing. They faced a lot of injuries, not just to Caitlin Clark, but to a number of their guards and wings. And then, of course, your superstar has been hurt in Caitlin Clark. She's barely been able to play healthy throughout the season. Their coach, Coach White, she's had personal things happen at home. She's missed time away from the team. And then, of course, the big free agent that they got. And imagine this guy, the huge star that they brought in. And they were like, super team, it's done. DeWanna Bonner, she comes, decides not to play 5 games. It's not a good fit for her. Mind you, I'm a huge DeWanna Bonner fan, but I understand if I'm an Indiana Fever fan, I'd be furious. She decides it's not a fit and forces her way out of there. And so she goes to another team after really not playing well or not even playing at all for the Indiana Fever. Now she joins, they had a waiver, the Phoenix Mercury pick her up, and now she's killing it over there. So the Fever fans are like, what? You played possum here and now you're over there killing and they're scrambling. So like, their whole season has been scrambles and figuring out rotations and injuries and fights and missing coaches and players. And so, and all of that, they still won the Commissioner's Cup and they're still here fighting in a playoff contention. So, they're still fighting for something. They're still cooking. And at least they know what they got right now coming out of the All-Star break.
Would you prefer to live in a manor or a mansion?
I don't know what that question means.
A perfect response.
It is the perfect response because so you don't know the difference between a manor and a mansion because
one is clearly more opulent.
I don't know what a manor is. I don't know what a manor is.
So if you are, this is good to play this game with you then. Just based on not knowing, which do you think is preferable, a manor or a mansion?
I think a mansion is better.
Congratulations, Zaslow. Zaslow thinks a mansion is better as well, but a manor has land attached to it. It involves the royals on some occasions, so it's an expansive property that's bigger than a mansion. You could put a mansion on a manor.
Oh, I feel so dumb right now.
No.
We were all with you.
None of us knew.
Don't worry,
Smart people
knew.
Smart people knew.
No, this is a classic. A square is a rhombus, but a rhombus isn't a square. You know?
Okay, you're going to have to leave right now. You're going to have to leave.
No, thank you for supporting me.
Dorky comment that was.
You have to leave
Maybe
right
the dorkiest
now.
comment
I said rhombus.
Out of here. Just
minor penalty, 2 minutes, asshole. Rhombus your ass out of here.
What the hell is a rhombus?
So
parallelogram.
Rum dog.
So here is some Shaq sound that I want to get to because over the last 8 games, Angel Reese has been exceptionally good.
She's awesome.
And Angel Reese has a very strong supporter and business partner in Shaquille O'Neal. And Bob Griffin, as Juju has called Robert Griffin III, has said some things and done some things that a lot of people are mad about. But Shaq is very protective here of his business partner, Angel Reese. So let's hear that Shaq sound, please.
Speaking of man, RG3, tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese. I'm punching your face. Okay? It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job, you got your podcast, leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond. Stop it. That's the last time.
Glasses came off for that, for the audio audience.
Pretty succinct message.
I mean, it's
he doesn't usually do that.
Menacing, too.
As men, like, if you were to get that message directed at you from Shaq, would that intimidate you? Would you feel scared about that?
Yes. I don't like seeing that if I'm RG3. No. Who would like seeing that? Who wants that in their doorway?
I don't know. I mean, first of all, it's cool. I appreciated seeing Shaq, who is her business partner and who has, stepped out and said, like, I'm a big unk to her, step up for her, just to know that there's also some male support, like, don't play with her name. I don't know. I just feel like there's so many people that center themselves, but especially RG3 in these WNBA conversations, they take like one hot button moment and then completely make it about themselves. RG3, man, I feel like he's just clout chasing, honestly, around Angel Reese's name. Like if he knows it generates a certain level of attention and conversation, and there's a lot of people that use Angel's name to like make commentary, and it's not even like really about her at all.
I mean, yeah, but she's an avatar, a symbol for whatever it is that you want to do when you turn your athletes into politics, racial propaganda, whatever it is that you want to turn your athlete into a symbol and avatar for. Like this for Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, it is a wildly, wildly good thing to have around your league's interest and a wildly bad thing to have creeping into your life in any meaningful mental health way, the way that these people are used. But as someone who is a journalist, you're a winning journalist, you're a champion journalist, Zaz will teach you some things here about what you have to report.
She's doing good.
She's won more than Zaz.
Yes, well, she's doing well, but she reported, I thought, the information about the Liberty earlier. She did it on. She didn't do it with as much conviction as you would have done it, as much confidence as you would have done it. Just reporting it flatly and taking the consequences of that. She was a little too responsible.
Yep, she'll get there. I mean, I don't know that she even needs my advice. She seems to be doing a terrific job, but you know, she'll get. You got to stay with your chest out, you know?
Yeah, I can be bolder. And I think that's what I'll always remember from this session with you guys.
It's good for you to have that confidence given to you by Zaz. But when you talk about what's happening with RG3, are there many journalists or sports media figures that are upsetting you in this particular way? That get you a little more emotional because it seems like you're just grabbing for audience here, and you're doing so without a lot of respect for what history is.
Yeah, it's annoying. In fact, the fact that our segue to even speaking about Angel Reese has to start with Shaq threatening RG3 is a great example of like all of the otherness outside of actual ball and hoops that surrounds the new attention to WNBA basketball. However, I don't think it's all like horrible. We're getting eyeballs. It's generating conversation, like, and transcending. So I think in some ways that's good, but I'd like to bring it back to the fact that like, Angel Reese right now is playing like a top 10 player in the WNBA. And when I was last on the show, our guy Ryan.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, our guy Ryan.
Who's not here, by the way.
He's
I know. He probably heard I was going to be here today, but no, I'm playing.
Yes,
but he literally was like, he admitted I've never watched Angel Reese, but I don't like her. I don't like her game. Or he wanted the right to that. Let me be fair to him.
To irrationally hate her was his point.
To be fair.
Yes,
thank you for being fair to him. He wanted the right to irrationally hate Angel Reese the same way he does Terry Rozier.
And it's so funny. After we left the show, it was like 20 minutes later, I was like, oh. But it was so ironic because that same day, Angel was literally named Player of the Week. Like, hello. And I texted Dan and I was like, suck it, Ryan.
That's right.
He forwarded it.
I forwarded that message. Yes, he was.
Suck it, Ryan.
He was told to suck it. Yes, he was because
I don't know it's Mike, but yeah.
No, it's Ryan. It's Ryan. You were right.
No, it's keep insulting him that way. Keep calling him by the wrong name.
Respect for Mike. But no. But like the thing is that guys, if I leave here without at least saying this about Angel Reese. Here's what you need to know about the numbers aren't lying and her game's doing the talking. So for all of the people who have been clout chasers, RG3, haters, people like Ryan who have never watched, but we're just kind of like happy to hear that she started poorly and it confirms assumptions that they had made about her. Guess what? The game's talking, the numbers talking. This girl just hit 40. She's now at 41, but she hit 40 double-doubles. She's only been playing a year and a half. Like this is a baby pro career in 54 games. That's 75% of her total games of her career. She's getting a double-double. She has 41 double-doubles already. Like this is This is not only that she's getting it, it's the speed in which she's getting it. It's the consistency, the resilience, the toughness. It's not only the double-doubles, y'all. It's more than just rebounds and layups. They made an adjustment to bring her out further away from the rim. And now she's starting to be able to get downhill. And when she's got the ball on the move, she's been able to either make a play for herself or get some assists to her teammates. So her assists are up. She's playmaking right now. She seems like she's slowed down. She's taking contact and finishing through the bump. It seems like the game is growing right now. She's certainly improved, and she fought back after initially starting slow. And she admitted it. I started poorly, but guess what? This kid has heart. She has worked hard, and now she's playing out of her mind. And we've got to be able to cover the positive part of her game in the same way y'all covered when she was sucking. Okay?
I didn't like that, y'all. I didn't like the way that felt. I didn't like it had an undercurrent to it. It had some tension.
I'm looking in the mirror.
No, well, it was a y'all, and she was looking at me, and I didn't like the way that it sounded. Good follow is headed out to the WNBA All-Star Game. She tells it like it is. Nice seeing you, Roz. Good seeing you. Thank you for making the time.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me.
Likewise. I did not know. I've got to admit this. I thought the groin was a singular thing. I did not know there were groins. I did not know that we had two groins. I'm ashamed to admit that after a lifetime. And I thought
you got 2 legs?
I thought a groin injury. I don't know why I thought this. I thought a groin injury. I thought it was just, I've never heard it groins injury.
Thought it was in the pelvis region?
I've never heard somebody hurt 2 groins. I just thought the groin was a singular thing and hadn't given it any more thought than that. I'm embarrassed to be admitting it.
There's 2 of them because that's what attaches your hips to.
Or is it just one groin that goes like the whole way?
That's right.
Both sides. So maybe it is technically one groin.
I thought a groin was a singular thing. I thought a groin injury. You
just
can only
ask AI. How many groins do I have?
Put it. Am I alone here? I'm the ignorant one. You guys are. I feel embarrassed to admit it, but I am admitting it, even though it has a degree of shame on it for me. So
I don't see plural for groins. I do think that Tony's right here, right? It's your one groin, but you got both. No, that was me. Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
Oh, good for Chris.
You got side.
Tony said there's 2. I was like, what if it's just all attached?
Way to go, Chris.
You got 2 different sides to
you needed a
win.
win.
You have 2 legs.
All right, but so it is a single.
You have 1 leg, you got 1 groin.
All right, but it is one groin that has 2 sides to it, and you can hurt either side of a groin. But you don't have 2 groins. You have
a groin.
It's where your lower abdomen meets your upper thigh, and there are 2 different spots where that happens, but that general area described as your groin. Jose Canseco looked pretty athletic.
It's made up of multiple muscles, though.
I feel like we're learning a lot and not learning all at the same time.
That is a specialty of this show, I would say. In general, it can be hard to see. We learned early in the show that the home run record for baseball used to be 138. That feels like...
They must have thought that was never going to get broken. Once he got into like the 6s, they're like, no.
Well, they used to play in like Yosemite where the walls were 8,000 feet away. So how are you going to hit home runs more than 138?
There are any number of things that happen after I've left this show where I slap my head and I'm like, why didn't I mention that? Yesterday, do you realize that's the first ever conversation that anyone's ever had about a wall at Fenway that wasn't the Green Monster? Like we decided to
the
talk.
Right field
we
wall.
started. How inferior does that wall feel? Having to live in the literal shadow of that other wall all these years, being a little David Sampson 3-foot wall.
Roger Connor was that all-time home run leader. He played for 18 seasons from 1880 to 1897, averaging 11 home runs a season.
Career high 17 home runs.
So you bring this up about Roger Connor, and when he saw Babe Ruth, he immediately put down his bat and said, that will not be mine anymore. And Chris Cody came into the studio during the break and said something that I noticed yesterday, and you guys made fun of me for noticing it during the show because I put a breaking news sounder on it. I saw how Peter Schrager ended Get Up, okay? And the way he ended it was with the camera moving away from him, and he was just leaning on the side of his chair, really comfortable in Greeny's chair. Really comfortable. Like super comfortable. Just the camera's panning out, and he's just leaning on the chair like, this is the throne. I belong here. This feels good. This is mine.
I'm just picturing like leading up to Greenie's vacation. Greenie just being like, "Who's hosting for me?" Oh no. I thought Graziano killed it. I think we need more Graziano. I mean, it's just because Schrager is just he's just kind of flinging his arms out like this is, hey Greenie, I got this while you're gone, and he's crushing it. And look at him.
I don't think Dan Patrick will be mad at me for repeating this story. I think Dan Patrick would like me to repeat this story. Dan Patrick went to Tahoe for the first time in many years, and Stugotz comes up to him at Tahoe and says, and Dan Patrick says he was not joking, he was not trying to be playful, he was registering a complaint. Stugotz looks at Dan Patrick and says, "Hey, you're in my spot."
No. Big dog's got to eat. I like it. He's been to Tahoe how many times? Yeah. Dan Patrick's been how many times?
Yeah. But if you saw Patrick's set, and we've only ever had just a tent. Like, I mean, we've never had what Dan Patrick had out there this week.
NBC and all that, but that's not the point. The point is...
We're also on Peacock.
Exactly right.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly right. But if you put in the sweat equity, you're the guy there year in, year out, you deserve it.
Dan Patrick has played Tahoe. He's played in the tournament. Has Stugotz also played in the tournament?
Not the actual tournament. The tournament before the tournament.
The amateur one. He played the course.
So you guys think that Schrager should carry himself the way Stugotz does, that Schrager around Mike Greenberg should behave the way that Stugotz behaves around Dan Patrick?
I think Greenie is rooting for Get Up to have some mistakes when Schrager is hosting. Yeah. I think he wants it to be a sloppy show.
Put it on the poll at Batard Show. Does Greenberg root for a sloppy show when Schrager is
He's like halfway across the world. It's like the time zone is way off. He's at like a little bar somewhere, and he's like,
Greece,
damn, he's killing it.
In Greece, he just walks by a pool, and he's just, this mother.
I like the idea that he's watching on vacation. Like, that shit's sloppy. Nice.
He's in Italy. He's making sure that they.
Can you turn that up really quick?
He's making sure he's.
That was a long toss to that clip, huh?
I got it worse than that. I got him telling people who are his producers the other 50 weeks, hey, do stuff to slip him up. Throw stuff in the prompter.
Oh, you didn't give me this? Like, he's getting mad at his producers for going above and beyond for Schrager. You haven't written me lines like that in years.
What you don't know is so funny about what you're saying. I would recommend to anybody watching this, if you're not familiar, to watch the Larry Sanders Show and how it is that he made fun of television and the insecurity in television. But if I tell anyone in this audience, like the vanity business of television, just how much insecurity it has, and then I put next to that just how much insecurity sports media has, you're going to be getting a call from Graziano for what you did to Graziano a second
Just going
ago.
for any panelist. He was there today. I love Graz.
You picked him for a reason.
I love Graz. I just picked the guy first.
He's
guy
not going to hear it. He's on the Peloton.
If I combine those two things, I would say to you that no matter how confident you may think Greenberg is, you're always a Schrager sitting in your chair a day away and getting a little too comfortable to making a call to those people who screwed up the 5 o'clock hour and had the ratings dump on Around the Horn. Hey, get Schrager out of my chair. Get Schrager. I don't like how how friendly he's getting with Dominique over there. Get Graziano.
Did you get that with the bang? I don't like this guy. Who's this guy on PTI? Bang!
No, they never had to worry about that with me. I wasn't going to be replacing anybody. They hated me from the start.
Kornheiser's like more of him.
No,
yes,
more of him. That's right. He left a big sweat puddle in my chair, like Pete Encavillia in left field at the AstroTurf of Veteran Stadium a million years ago.
What a pull.
That was amazing.
Well, because he left testosterone stains in the carpet because he was on steroids, allegedly. That's what I left in the chair at Pardon the Interruption. It was just an assortment of sweat stains.
From Test?
Why would they fear? Yeah, those two guys. Those two guys are going to survive everything at ESPN.
Little callback here. I just found out what Roger Connor, the guy who hit all those home runs, looks like, and he looks exactly like you'd think. He actually looks like a poor man's Babe.
A guy who was born 8 years before the abolition of slavery in the United States.
Wow.
Would you guys look at the piece of lumber in his hands?
That thing, it's like the handle's thicker.
Torpedo bat. Torpedo bat, yeah.
He's wearing a tie.
He is wearing a tie.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice.
How is the mustache the third thing we're noticing in a photograph? Your father looked like this earlier in the week.
He did. I don't think my mom liked it, by the way.
Oh, no, because he was loving it.
I think we built him up. He walked out of here like, I have a new look.
He loved it.
Yeah.
But we were genuine. We weren't even making fun of him. Your father, as we often do, looked better. All of us. This is true of all of us. We look better in the costume. The number of times you guys, I come in here dressed as George Michael, and you guys say that should be your look, Dan.
That's us doing it.
I showed my wife. I was like, look, he looked good. And she's like, he doesn't look that good. I was like, maybe we were all just like lost in the sauce. Like, maybe he doesn't look good.
Well, but he left here wondering, this does not happen to your father very often. Usually, he thinks everything we're saying is 100% real. Yesterday, he doubted so much that he looked good that he was questioning the sincerity of all of us saying, no, you look better this way. And all it was is you look cleaner and you're showing less of your face. You're covering your face with colors that are younger than the ones that are normally on your face, so paint your face. The less of your face we see, the better it all is.
General rule for most of us.
But he brought it home to your mom. And he looks asinine.
Ridiculous.
Why would you want to marry a baseball player from 1919?
Hey, what's up, Batard fans? It's your girl, Roz Gold-Onwude, and I'm here with Good Follow Show, presented by DraftKings. And on this week's episodes, we're talking all the things. Does Angel Reese deserve an apology? Because your girl is bowling out. And Caitlin Clark, she's back from injury. And DeWanna Bonner, she moved to the Phoenix Mercury, and she's making big impact already. Plus, we are previewing the WNBA All-Star, and in All-Star Energy, we're bringing in a 5-time All-Star, Angel McCoughtry-Fenn, to the show. She's going to join us and talk all the things like Team Clark versus Team Collier. Who's got the advantages? Who's going to win? Who's going to be All-Star MVP? And then we play a game. We've got this interesting game where we're going to mash up all-star players and we smash them up and we have to guess who the two players are. So I would say bring an open mind. Come pull up to the show. Come have fun with us. We drop every Tuesday and Thursday on YouTube, or you can listen in wherever it is that you get your podcasts.